All right, all right, all right. What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. JOJO Friday. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Today we got a great show to talk about Nintendo Switch 2, to talk about games coming out, to talk about Grand Theft Auto being delayed. There's all sorts of stuff to talk about today, boys and girls.
What's up? I have been addicted to shiny hunting.
Yes, sir.
And I got to try Air Riders. The demo lets you do lessons, and it controls so good. I'm beyond excited for the game.
Oh, the demo lets you do lessons beforehand? Well, I didn't know that. I was just going to download it later, or like right before, but I guess I should download it tonight. I have my Switch 2 ready, so maybe I'll download that tonight so I can control it. But I mean, yeah, that's classic Sakurai, right? Like, you know the game is going to control incredible. You know the game is going to run flawless. I mean, Sakurai's never had a Smash Brothers game that didn't target 60 FPS even on the N64. You know, so this guy's known about, you know, high quality, good controls, good frame rate. He's known about this for a long time. You know, so I mean, in Sakurai we trust, Justin. In Sakurai we trust. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Kirby Air Riders. The what's it called? The global air ride thing is happening tomorrow. So it's a pretty exciting week between Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, Switch 2 sales coming out, and of course Kirby Air Riders, getting some test rides in there. Thank you so much to my man Justin. Combo breaks first, Ninja Blood, let's go as well. Full combo rewards and everything today, boys and girls, so let's go. Thank you for the 3 on there as well. So yeah, shout outs. I don't think GTA 6 is pretty much confirmed for the Switch 2, but I do think that Rockstar is thinking about it because the Xbox Series sales have pretty much completely tanked. So, I mean, essentially, if you don't have a PC version of the game ready to go, I mean, you're looking at it, I mean, it wouldn't be as like an exclusive for PlayStation, but you don't have anywhere near as many people to sell to as you did before, like with like the PS3 and the 360, the PS4 and the Xbox One, you know, the PS5 and the Xbox, at least initially backwards compatible PS5, Xbox Series, you know. So I definitely think that they're thinking about it. I don't know if it's gonna happen though. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Let's get into shoutouts though. Dior's here like always. First, what's up, Dior? Clabby, what's up, Clabby? Welcome. Clabby94. What's up, Rags to Riches? General Zamora is here as well. What is up, General Zamora? Daniel C. Big love. Welcome, welcome. Anonymous Zero. What is good? Nintendork. What's up, man? Anonymous Zero, to answer your, like I said, this isn't about necessarily about Nintendo. I know, like, obviously he put out a video and he talked about this, but this is actually just more about information so you guys can know like what the real reality is. So I've worked at retail, and anybody that's worked at retail, I have friends that work at Walmart, I have friends that work at Best Buy, I have friends that work at retail with video games, and essentially here's how it works overall when it comes to video games or when it comes to products just in general. Companies, they ship out products because the retailer says, oh wow, we have this amount of shelf space, or we have this amount of space for this product. If the product is popular, they're going to say, hey, this is doing pretty well. We've moved 15 units for the week, or we've moved 20 units for the week, or we've moved 30 units for the week. And what retailers are going to do, they're going to say, hey, let's get some more orders in because this is moving pretty well, and we have a lot of pre-orders. We have people that there's like a lot of excitement. They have different surveys. Like, there's a variety of different ways that retailers, and I'll get that dono in just a bit, there's a variety of different ways that retailers actually let the distributor know what's doing well. So if your product isn't doing well, they're not just going to keep on accepting orders from the distributor. In order for your product to continuously be shipped at a high rate, you have to be selling product. Otherwise, you just have a bunch of big backup and buildup for no reason. It's the reason why that Nintendo couldn't manipulate shipping versus sales numbers when it came to the Wii U. If Nintendo or if any company tried to manipulate numbers of sold versus shipped and can just ship a bunch of systems out there just because, the Wii U would have sold incredibly well, right? So if anybody's trying to pull, obviously Nintendo, but if anybody's trying to pull this shipped versus sold, the system is selling incredibly well, or the retailers themselves wouldn't be asking for more. Nintendo just can't send shipments over no matter what. They just can't strong arm them. you know, because like the retailers have to buy those units. You guys see what I'm saying? It's not free to get that. It's not like Nintendo sends them over for free and the retailers just get them for free. It all costs money. You've got to buy it from Nintendo, and then you've got to stock it, which also causes shelf space, which that costs as well. So, you know, you want to make sure that you have the products they're going to sell that have shelf space. So I think the ship versus sales thing is interesting because Nintendo wouldn't be shipping so many units if they weren't selling. And we can see in the US, we can see on Amazon, we can see on Best Buy, we can see on all the stuff. It's still bestseller. It's still moving units. People are still buying the system. And we can see in Japan, they're clearly moving units there. So when you ship a high amount of units, it means people are actually buying the system. That's what it means. It means that, and I've worked at retail, and I know that. I've seen shipping orders come in. If we're sitting on a bunch of stock of a game, we're not going to order more games. Like, if we got a bunch of stock of, let's just say, Mega Man 11, we're not going to be hitting up Capcom saying, hey, ship us more, when we have a bunch of stock just sitting there. Now, if there was a big event that was coming up, that people are going to buy it a lot, then yeah, we say, okay, go ahead and ship it and we'll sit on the stock because people are going to buy it. But there's either going to be an event where people are going to buy it or it's actually moving units. And that's what a lot of these people that don't understand shipped versus sold means. So next year when Nintendo gets up to 19 million, it's not like they're going to have 9 million systems just sitting there. They're going to sell through that 10 million that they've already talked about now at this point. And then they're going to sell through even more at that point. So that's how it works in retail, guys. So I just want to let you guys know the correct information, because I know that there's videos out there, obviously from Dean and from other people that are spreading that around now. So yeah, but open invitation to Nintendo to come here and talk about sales numbers with somebody who worked retail, where I have friends in retail. I sent him an email as well because I think it'd be an interesting discussion to have, you know, with people that disagree. I like debate like that. So I'm more than welcome to have him on. To come talk sales numbers, to come talk that, because apparently in his video, he said that he doesn't do debates and all that because YouTubers would just not put out the footage because he would be able to easily explain shipped versus sold, as if shipped versus sold hasn't been the thing that we've been using for forever. It's always been shipped when it comes down to it because Nintendo sells those to retailers. So when they ship it, that counts as a unit sold for them. And then we get the numbers down the line. We get the numbers a month later. So they've already sold through whatever amount that they're shipping, or they've already sold through a good amount when it comes down to that. So, yeah, I'm down to debate or any of his cohorts. I know that some of his other content creators that are also trying to move this. So I'm here to talk about it. And we can get the right information because I think it's important that we actually know the truth and we don't lie. You know, we don't need to lie. Let's tell the truth, you know? All right, let's continue on here though. MTP, Sarah, what's up? MTP, Sarah, welcome. What's up, Bahamas? Bamonas, what's up? Jasonio, what's up, man? Monado Mario, what is good? LP, what's up? Quantum Christ, what is good? Mr. Mags, what is up? 777, what is good? Lease D, what's up? And Simeon Quinn with the $5 dono and says, Eating OJ just getting in, beat Zia on Switch 2 on the 5th and on Switch 1 today. Why'd you do both? And doing quests online, music, why final boss theme for Mega Man? Why did you play both of them? I don't understand that. Why final boss theme, Mega Man? I wish I had that amount of time where I can play two versions of the same game. Shout outs, man. Thank you so much, Simeon Quinn, with the $5 dono. But congrats on beating the, I think you meant Wiley. Yeah, I said Wiley. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the $5 dono. We are off to a good start. 8 on the combo board, almost at that upcoming 15 for the first 15-minute extension. The old ship versus sold argument. Yeah, it's silly. Yeah, he's basically losing it. Microsoft uses shipped back when they told us sales numbers. Nintendo's always used that. Sony uses that as well. Everybody's been using that. It's been standard to use that because you don't know the exact sell through with everything. I mean, sometimes you can pinpoint it, but it's going to be dated because once again, these numbers are as of September 30th. So we don't know all what's being sold through when it comes to October. And guess what? Guess what system or bundle and game came out in October that's not included in this 10.36 million in unit sales for the Switch 2? Pokemon Legends ZA, which has been selling incredible. The bundle's been doing great. And just in Japan, just to give you guys a little bit of a preview, just in Japan, the first week on sale, Pokemon Legends ZA, or my bad, the Switch 2 sold 201,000 units in Japan in that 1 week that it came out, October 16th. That was more than the previous month of September, pretty much all combined for the Switch 2 in Japan. They got more units out there, but that just goes to show you how big of a boost Switch 2 did. And that's not even before that. That's before like the holiday. The real holiday is starting up now, and at this point, November, December, that's when things get crazy, where you can see upwards of 200-something thousand, 300,000 units being sold, like we saw with Switch 1. So as long as Nintendo has that stock, they're going to be able to sell that. So that's before. So they're gonna sell through all that 10 million and then some. That's why they upped their forecast from 15 to 19 million, because they are getting feedback from the retailers that it's selling really well. Once again, I worked retail, guys. You are not going to be putting in a bunch of orders for a system that isn't selling. Now, is every single store selling every single system? Of course not. There's some areas that are slower. People don't have as much money. People don't care about Nintendo as much. But in a lot of places, is it selling? So yeah. Shout outs to Velvet V Crow. Thank you for the 95 months Ambu tier. It says, love you, Orange Juice PE for life. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. What's up, OJ? Do these grifters realize the company will not buy merchandise that isn't selling? They don't realize that. No, they don't. They think that it's manipulation, that they're trying to tilt the numbers and it's manipulation. But the thing about it is that when it comes to sales numbers of Nintendo's software and hardware, Nintendo's the most honest company out of the big three. Microsoft does not tell you their unit sales anymore for the Xbox. Sony does not tell you video game sales numbers anymore. I mean, and if they do, they might mention a game or two. They don't give you updates on a variety of different games. A lot of times, I think at one point they stopped even talking about PS Vita sales, even because it was like tanking so bad. So a lot of times these companies, they won't give you everything. Nintendo, even when they're doing bad or they're doing good, they'll give you the sales numbers. The Wii U was doing absolutely putrid, and Nintendo didn't inflate or didn't do any crazy thing with the sales numbers there. The 3DS was doing bad. Nintendo did not inflate sales numbers there. They didn't ship out more units and say, please take these 3DSs that nobody are buying. Like, they realized that it wasn't selling, they had to do something about it. So that's something as I've been covering Nintendo, obviously, in the sales area for a long time, and a lot of these people don't know that. That's why I'm here to give you guys the right information, and once again, challenge anybody that wants to come on and debate. I actually, even like I said, I even emailed Nintendo. I offered him compensation too. I said, hey, you want to come on? We can talk. I can pay you.
Hey,
you know?
what's up, OJ?
What's
I
up?
got inspired by Legend CA to make some art of the game.
Nice.
It's a picture of the cafes in Lumiose City. There's no spoilers in it, I promise. I sent it to you in Twitter.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at it for sure. We'll definitely take a look at it. Thank you for the $3. I appreciate that. Man, audio issues. Dude, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, or I don't know if it's my mic. Some people say that there's audio issues. Some people say that there's not. And I don't know how to fix it. So it's saying it's cutting in and out. I think it's my mic at this point. No audio on your end? Okay. So yeah. So let's see here. Just restarted YouTube and it fixed it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, some people say like they restart it. What did you guys hear what I said, or do I need to repeat anything? Anybody know I need to repeat anything when it comes down to it? Let me know. Mario Kart World sold 9 million, so unless he thinks 100% of the sales were bundles, then at least 9 million sold out of what was shipped. Yeah. Why? Because I don't like my Switch 2 out of the house. I only take it to Switch Lite to work. Oh. I didn't know that. It's all good. So yeah, Nintendo is the most honest company when it and when controversies happen, they let it play out and don't do damage control. Yeah, like I've seen the worst. The lowest of the low was the Wii U, and Nintendo did not inflate sales numbers. Nintendo did not ship a bunch of the Wii U's to stores. They didn't do that. When they got cooked, they got cooked, and that's just pretty much what it is. I don't know why all of a sudden in this era they would sit there and lie or manipulate and just start setting a bunch of them. Once again, you got to buy all those. From a retailer standpoint, retailers are in it to make money. They're not in it to just sit there and buy a bunch of stock of this system that's flopping. Same with the Xbox Series X. Like, Microsoft isn't going to send a bunch of shipments out. You know, that's if it's not doing well. It's got to do well for the shipments to be that high. Zoo with the
UK
5.
Bonanza's sell-through is 75%. About 6 million. So we con it's likely at least 75% of Switch 2s sold to retailers have made it to buyers. That's an enormous success. If this momentum continues, final eviction notice is May 2026.
2026. Well, Nintendo increased. Shoutouts to Zoo. Thank you for the $5 dono. Let's go ahead and get you up on the board. Thanks. Shoutouts to Zoo, and that's the first 15-minute combo breaker on there. Yeah, software sell-through and hardware sell-through is a little bit different when it comes down to it. But yeah, I mean, if we're assuming based off of that, but even that, once again, it's old data because we still have all of October that's not been counted. And guess what game has been at the top of the sales charts for the whole month of October? Donkey Kong Bonanza. So even if you look at it that type of way, they've already sold through that amount. And Donkey Kong Bonanza did great on the eShop. It did great, you know, retail wise as well. So that's the reason why I say the ship numbers, we can just clock it as that. We can just bank it as that, because by the time that we get the next numbers, they're going to sell through all of that and then some. So there's no point in trying to parse it backwards because we're already behind on the sales. People have already been buying it. Once again, you look at October, Pokemon Legends ZA came out, big bundle came out, and there was a lot more sales. That's the reason why I just go with what was said, you know?
I am as skeptical as it comes to gaming's future, but no one can argue that the Switch 2 has not been a massive record-breaking success.
Yeah, exactly. Shoutouts to Zoo. Thank you for the 2 double $5 donos. Let's get your name on the board. And also, Shaw X with the big JOJO. And I guess, Zoo, we're going to get you a JOJO on that one too, because you did 2 $5 donos right back to back. So we're going to get you on a JOJO for that. Let's go ahead and let's pop a JOJO for that one as well, guys. Let me get this going first, though. Shoutouts to Shaw X says, JOJO Friday, boys and girls. What up, OJ the Juice Man? Finally got my Delphoxite and Greninjite. I'm supposed to be on Ninja Gaiden 4, but ZA is fun. I'll stress out Ninja Gaiden 4 later. Yeah, me too, man. I've been playing. I played Pokemon Legends ZA today. I got my Delphoxite thingy, Delphoxinite. I got it last night, and then I did like a thing later in the game, and I'm close to beating it. I'm at the end of the game, or near the end of the game. I just had to clear out some other wild zones in terms of capturing Pokemon. The game is fun, dude. It's a ton of fun. I like it a lot. I'll have my review. I'm 50 hours plus in. I think I'm 51, 52 hours in. So I'll have my review for you guys this upcoming week. And then I can really get into Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Shout outs JoJo Fridays as well. Let's go. Big love, Shaw X. Appreciate that. Thank you guys, JoJo's. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Like I said, we got 16 on the board there, so that was awesome. And then we have 26 on the board as well. So let's go. You guys are rolling right through that. Hold up. Let me just see something real quick. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 16. Okay, 21. All right, 30. We're at 31. I forgot to count. I did not count Zoo's second one as well there. So we're at 31 on the board. So we have a 30-minute extension on tonight's stream. Yo, let's go. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And maybe we have a little bit more if we hit 2 times platinum or something. Maybe we'll have a little bit more. We'll see. We will see what we can do tonight. Should be a fun night, though, guys. Should be a very fun night.
Overclock,
let's go.
Buster!
Overclock. Shout outs. Thoughts on the Mega Dimension DLC trailer? It was okay. I'm still playing through the game, so once the DLC comes out, I'll see if how good it is or the value and all that. I'm wondering what these excuses will be when Switch 2 hits 6-7 million next quarter, and they have some excuse that they're truly committed to doubling down regardless. Yeah, I think it's silly to double down on it right now and ship versus sold because like they just upped their forecast. So yeah, I don't know what else he wants. If like I said, if the system wasn't selling, there's no way. If you were scamming and if you were just shipping out units, Nintendo upping their forecast from 15 to 19 is such a problem because investors are now expecting them to sell that amount. If they don't sell that amount, or if they don't ship that amount, if retailers stop buying it, then it's going to crash the stock price and investors are going to be incredibly upset when it comes down to that. And you can't do stuff like that. That is like scam fraud 101. And that would put Nintendo, like Furukawa would be a very, very, very bad CEO. Like that would be like grounds for like firing if he did something like that. Like that would be grounds for like the board to fire him. If he was fake shipping out numbers and telling them to force it and strong arming retailers to take units to inflate sales ship numbers versus sales, that would be a very big problem.
One more lol. Anyway, back to DK Bonanza for the
Shoutouts.
upcoming review. Dean's got 6 more months to do this if this momentum holds.
Yeah, about 6 more months. So yeah, like I said, that'd be this would be grounds for Furukawa to get to get fired if he was actually doing this legitimately. And like I said, I'm not a shareholder or anything, but I know how they move. And if I was a big shareholder in a company and I went to a meeting and they said, hey guys, we're shipping 19 million units, it's record-breaking sales, people are adopting it really fast, 84% of people are Switch 1 owners, and I put up all this information, and then retailers were being strong-armed behind the scenes or being forced to take units, coerced, or being bribed, literally, that's firing and that's thrown in jail. Like, that's... that is... I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I'm almost positive that is illegal to do that. And like I said, that would get Furukawa fired by the board in a hurry, or by the shareholders. They would not like that at all. That would be a problem. That would be a huge, like huge problem, you know. He disgraces family. You know how Japanese people are, like honor. He disgraces family, his honor. People in his family won't be able to get a job. It just doesn't seem like a feasible thing that that's what's being done. You know, it just doesn't seem feasible. Shout outs to Zudo. Thank you for another 5. Appreciate that. Combo breaks. We're at almost 45 on the board. What's up, party man? I wanted to find what Jackson said. Says, nah, Nintendo definitely coping, arguing it's only shipped is irrelevant because that's how all consoles are reported. Exactly, that's what I said. Either way, it's 33% higher than the previously fastest selling console. All consoles are reported shipped versus compared to sold. So, I mean, if you want to argue, one, it shouldn't be that way. I mean, once again, like, they're only buying more units because they anticipate, the stores and Nintendo anticipate a lot more people buying it, or it's selling really well. Now, I will say this, there might be some confusion with some of these people, because in the modern era, actually in the last 20 years, we've never had an incredibly good selling system that didn't have mass sellouts for a significant period of time. Every single system that we've ever gotten in the modern era that has sold extremely well at launch, that has been sold out, has had massive sellouts for usually 6 months plus, and are not seen in stores in abundance and bulk. Nintendo had a ton of them, but they're sitting in warehouses. They don't just ship them all out and ship them all out no matter what. Just ship them all out no matter what. You gotta be, like I said, they gotta be paying for those orders. You can't just ship them out if nobody's buying them. If nobody's buying them, they're gonna sit in a warehouse. Just like the amount of ET copies, it's the same reason why all of those copies of ET were buried in a landfill in like what, New Mexico or whatever. Like, the reason why all those copies were buried was because nobody would buy them. The retailers were like, we're not buying all these. Nobody's buying this crappy ET game. So they didn't know what to do. They were sitting on millions of dollars of inventory or whatever. So they had to just throw it away, just bury it, you know, just get rid of it, right? So it's kind of like that, right? Like, and we've seen other things. It's not just the cards. Like, there's been other places where there's just warehouses full of product and they don't know what to do with them, so they just give them away, or they just bury them, or they just destroy them, or they just do whatever. So yes, that's fraud if they do that. I don't get why Nintendo puts Nintendo's name. He seems to hate them. I think he liked them before, now he doesn't like them, Jack. I mean, those grifters do think Furukawa is a bad CEO to begin with. Yeah, I understand that, but that's fraudulent. Like, once again, that stuff can be easily sniffed out. Like, it's not, that's, like I said, fraud 101. You can't get around that, especially a company like Nintendo. You can't get around stuff like that. You can't do that. You can't be fake inflating numbers by shipping a ton of units and like I said, forcing or somehow strong arming retailers to buy a bazillion units. They don't want to do that. Like, retailers, they have limited money too. Not every single retailer has a bazillion dollars to spend on Switches that are just going to sit in store shelves and collect dust. That's just not logical. That's not feasible. And I highly doubt Walmart, Best Buy, Target, all the places that sell Switch 2 would be willing to do that, because they've never done that. When something doesn't do well, they don't order the system. It doesn't matter how the name is or whatever the case. It doesn't matter. So yeah. I didn't see your messages. All right. Owada had sold. Furukawa doesn't care. He's like, OJ only worried about numbers. I'm only worried about numbers. How am I only worried about numbers? Please explain to me how I'm only worried about numbers. In a very respectful way, so I can be respectful with you. So explain to me why I'm only worried about numbers. Explain. Go ahead. Let's see. The graphic thumbnail on this video shows the selling numbers, and the numbers he tried to claim were shipped. Only his thumbnail debunks the whole video. Yeah. Let's see here. It was awesome to get switched to at launch. I'm so tired of this limited supply scalpers past few generations. Yeah, a lot of people aren't used to actually having systems there. It's cool to be able to walk in and be able to get a system and not have to worry about scalping, you know? So yeah. See the Xbox when a system doesn't sell well? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Japan still has shortages. They still do have shortages. Yeah, they do. Watch the grifters call the increase in forecast a bad thing. I don't think any of them did that, no, because that would sound stupid. Let's see here. I'm only 3.5 years from supporting you for a decade. Is it only 3? I thought it was closer. I thought it was closer than 3 years. I thought it's like close to 10. I thought it was like 8 or 9. Hey, what's up, Mr. Davis? Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm playing Hyrule Warriors. It's good. It's very good. I'm liking it. Jacino with the 4.99 euros. Can you play Zero from Mega Man X3, please? Of course I can. Thank you for the that's not euros, that's British pounds. Thank you for the 5 British pounds. I appreciate that. Zero Mega Man X3 theme. I was late, but just 3 days. I'm happy. Hey, shout outs to Nintendo. Just got it just 3 days ago. Did you bought one 3 days ago, Nintendo Dave? You actually bought one? I thought nobody was buying it, though. Nobody's buying it at all. Shout outs to Jacino. Thank you for the 5, man. Let's go. Let's get this on the board as well. I do care about you guys, the numbers that are in here, though. I do care about that. So, is it Ramo Boy? Ramo Boy, I'm still waiting. Because you never talk about game quality. You only talk about how something is sold. You never care if Mario Kart or Pokemon are good, or if they only sell well. You never mention quality. So do you want to bet on that? Do you want to bet, or do you want to just apologize and say sorry? Because I can prove you wrong very quickly right now. Because I have a bazillion streams where I talk about the game quality. I have a bunch of videos. I have reviews going over my reviews for all different types of games. I've talked about Mario Kart World in terms of what I thought was good, what I thought was bad. I have videos on the channel that. So you want to apologize or no? You can go in and apologize now. Because you said I never do that, and that's clearly false. So, I mean, you want to say sorry? Because it's literally on the channel. I can have my mods link my reviews to other games where I talk about what's good and what's bad in there and all that. So, you want to apologize? Or are you going to keep just talking? Because I'm not just going to have you slander me for no reason, my man. You're going to come here and you want to talk. That's cool, but you got to know what you're talking about. So, I actually have videos that I do all that, where I talk about what's good, what's bad, all that stuff. I have videos where I play the games itself. I have videos, and don't ban them or time them out. Don't ban them or time them out. I have videos where I play the games. I have streams where I play the games. I have streams where I go over it. I have big, long reviews where I talk about what's good and what's bad in the games. I have all that on the channel. So, you want to, so apologize, man. No, hold up. He's not going to apologize or get bad. I want to hear what he has to say. And then we'll go from there. Based on that. So you want to just go ahead and say sorry, man. All right? Because that's like not true. So just go ahead and say sorry. I've been watching these streams. You hardly mentioned. No. No. You have not been watching these streams. You have not been watching these streams. No. You have not been watching these streams. Because we talk about what's good and what's bad in games all the time on these streams. All of my viewers here can talk. We talk about what's good and what's bad. Just the other day on Pokemon Legends ZA, we were talking about how the graphics aren't the best and how there's other things that aren't so good with it. But here's what it does good. Here's what it does bad based off of what I played. We just talked about that. That's not true. My man Dior can link the stream for you. No, you don't. So chill, man. I'm going to ask you to chill one time. I'm not here to argue with you all night. I'm going to ask you to stop slandering, stop lying, okay? Because we just talked about what's good and what's bad in Pokemon Legends ZA. I just talked about how Age of Calamity had terrible frame rate. I talked about that in my videos, and I talked about that in on my live streams. I talked about why Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is better because the frame rate isn't tanking. That's something that I've mentioned many times when it comes to Hyrule Warriors. I've mentioned it on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, how the frame rate and all that was terrible. These things are things that I've talked about on my live streams and I've talked about on my videos. Stop the cap, man. Just apologize, okay? Just apologize. Or you can just leave the stream, or you can chill. All right? So have a little bit of respect, my man. I didn't come here respecting you, lying about you to your name. So don't do the same to me, homie. I don't know who you are. I don't see you in my streams. So that's the reason why I'm asking you, I'm asking you nicely now, but I'm going to have to ask you to stop lying. All right, fam? Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, I don't mind him being around. I don't mind disagreeing, but don't come here and tell me I never talk about that. That's a lie. It's a flat out lie. The people that been here all the time know exactly what we talk about here. You can go on my video about Pokemon and you can see it there. You can go on my videos about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I've talked about it many times. We talk about numbers here because we got a lot of people like you that sit around and act and go around to troll channels and then come here and then lie about things, just like you're doing right now. Just like you're doing right now. No, not just that you just hope. What I want you to do is apologize for being wrong. That's what I would like for you to do. Just go ahead and say sorry. Not I'd like you to talk more about it. We do talk about it. We do. If there's an issue, we talk about it. And we talk about it a lot on this channel. And my people know that. My people know that. We talked about it with Age of Calamity. Anytime I even mention Age of Calamity, I mention the frame rate. Anytime I even mention it, I mention the frame rate. Anytime I mention Pokemon, I talk about the graphics not being the best. I talk about how it was a train wreck when it comes to Scarlet and Violet. So stop, man. Chill, all right? So just chill, okay? First time in a long time watching line on someone's name is crazy. Misinfo, keep preaching. Yeah, it's all good, though. It's all good. I think Age of Calamity and Mario and Luigi Brothership should get Switch 2 versions of those games. Push the Switch to its limits. It would be nice. I think just free patches would be nice. I don't think they need Switch 2 versions. That'd be good. Let's see now. So yeah. But let's talk about this a little bit more. Why do I discuss numbers? Why is it important to discuss numbers? Why do I discuss numbers? Well, one, because a lot of people lie about numbers. So I don't like people lying about numbers. Two, I have a financial background, so I used to work in corporate business, so I can give you guys some really good insight on financials, on business, why companies make certain ways or not. Don't have to like all of them, but I can give you insight on that. And also, three, the reason why we got the least amount of games that we've ever gotten, and Nintendo suffered one of their worst periods of all time, was because of the sales numbers of the Wii U. But if you go back and look at all my Wii U content, I covered the games, I talked about what was good and what was bad, I reviewed them, I discussed things, so I did all that even when the numbers were really bad in the Wii U era as well. So I've been covering Nintendo, I've been covering gaming for a decade plus on here, and I've had all sorts of criticism, good and bad things. But if you're expecting me to be crazy like Nintendo and make up stuff and make up random things and try to manipulate numbers and yell to the rooftops and do all that, I'm not going to do that because I have a little bit more integrity. I'm not going to do that. So if you're expecting me to be like grifters, I'm not going to grift on this channel. I'm going to tell you guys what I think is good, what I tell you guys what I think is bad, and I'm going to go from there, you know? But I'm not going to grift. So, but still what? But still what? There is no but still. Go ahead and apologize now, my man. Go ahead and apologize. You were wrong. You said that I never do. So just go ahead and apologize. Go ahead, man. That's a lie. Let's see here. One thing I admire about you is that you're really patient with your detractors. Most YouTubers are snowflakes and throw and hide bad hammer and minor transgression. I mean, I think I've been accused of that too. I think maybe sometimes some people, depending on who they are, they might piss me off. But yeah, like I think with this guy, I don't think he was too bad, so it's all good. Let's see here. I don't care what you think about other people. I want you to go ahead and say, my bad, man. I was wrong about that. Go ahead, Rambo boy. Go ahead, man. I'm still waiting for that, fam. I'm still waiting for it. So go ahead. You haven't said my bad, OJ. You're right. I messed up on that one. Go ahead. I'm waiting for that one, man. It's okay to admit that when you're wrong, it's okay to admit that you're wrong. So go ahead. I'm waiting for you. All right. Let's see here. MTP says, wow. So yeah. Let's see. I need Mario Luigi Brothers ship Switch 2 edition. How are some people trying to manipulate the recent sales details? They're trying to make it seem as if it's just Nintendo is just shipping out a bunch of units, and a lot of units are just sitting on store shelves and nobody's buying them because they said shipped versus the sold through units, but all the numbers are shipped. Nintendo's always reported it as that. And retailers do not buy a bunch of units unless they think that there's going to be a lot of sales, unless they're currently having good sales, or if there's a game that's coming out that's going to help push the system overall. But or games when it comes down to like holiday season or whatever the case is. But yeah, like that's where the manipulation is coming from some of these people. Let's see. I'm not wrong though, but it's okay. You're not wrong. No, you were definitely wrong. You were definitely wrong. It's okay. You're stubborn. You're stubborn. You're stubborn. Open invitation though, Ramo boy. I mean, depending on how confident you are, open invitation. If you want, we can discuss or we can debate it. You know, when it comes to on live, we can do that too. I don't have a problem, and I will bring evidence. I will bring proof since you don't think so. I'll have my mods comb through my videos about like Pokemon and stuff like that, and we can talk about it. But I mean, I'm right. You know, you're not right, but it's okay. It's okay. You're just telling me you just decided randomly to talk today. I've never seen your name in here, bro. I ain't never seen your name in here. So, I doubt. I'm gonna press X to doubt. I'm gonna press X to doubt. I don't believe. Let's see here. I don't believe there's a lot of stock runway. There's still shortages in Japan. If shipments stop today, would there be Switch 2 on the shelves next Friday? That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta have Japan. There's shipment shortages. Every shipment they get in, it sells, and they try to ship it each week. They try to get new shipments flowing every single week. But when it comes to Japan, Japan's a little bit of a different case. Obviously, it's a different shipping route. It's a little bit of a different thing in terms of how many units Nintendo's shipping over there compared to the rest of the world, you know? Let's see here. Nintendo pulled the Thorfinn during the GameCube. I have no enemies. Okay. Hey, what's up, Squirrella? Bought a really nice long North Face jacket. Hey, there you go. What's up, Epic Globster? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Mario? What's up, Dan Lee? I've seen the videos. I've seen the videos. At most, you say the graphics A. You haven't seen anything, man. You're just, like I said, you're just here to argue. You got humbled. You got humbled, and it's okay. You haven't seen the videos. You just say the graphics aren't the best. That's not only what I just say. All you did was just repeat what I just told you right now. Come on, man. You're turning into a joke, Ramboy. I mean, are you here to actually have a real discussion? Because otherwise, I'm gonna move on, bro. I've already spent too much time on you. So if you want to continue this discussion, I'm gonna need a cool $10. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, you know you're wrong. But you're stubborn. So I'm gonna need a 10. Otherwise, I need you to just stop on this topic, man. I've given you enough leeway. All right, man. So I just need you to chill or go back to lurking. You said that you lurk all the time. Go ahead and lurk your ass back to the shadows. All right, man. So, all right, let's move on. Let's see here. What's up, Squirrella? Welcome. Also, in my retail experience, it's very easy. Something in stock, the hot item for it to sell out quickly, then restock just as fast. Okay. Yeah. Hey, did you see on Twitter the Spanish insider leaking teasing Astral Chain and Bayonetta ports sequels on Switch 2? I did see something like that. I think it was Nash Weedle, but he's been wrong on a lot of things. Paul Gale says, as of today, Switch 2's at 12 million sold through. Don't know if his sources though. I know Paul Gale, and Paul Gale's sources are pretty good. I would expect Switch 2 would probably be I mean, with the Pokemon, if you're counting Pokemon Legends ZA and those bundles and everything that's happened in October, I would say 12 million seems very likely. You know, or like around there, yeah. So I would say that. Let's see here. Party Man with the $5 dono. Ninja Peach.
Sue has now been converted to a Peach fan.
He has.
Slowly but surely people will see the light of Princess Peach lol. Play some Princess Peach Showtime music, please.
All right.
The game isn't perfect, but it's solid. Hoping
Princess
for a bigger
Peach.
Budget on Switch 2 for sequel lol.
I don't know about a bigger budget. Maybe they'll give him $5 more. $5 more. So yeah, man. If they don't donate it, half their company's value to charity grifters will still complain. Yo, shout outs, man. Appreciate that. Combo breaks. Overclock. Appreciate that. Let's go. 45 minutes extended. Let's go. So let's go. Shout outs, man. Because like I said, when I talked about Pokemon, I didn't just talk about graphics, bro. I talked about the freaking frame rate and how the frame rate, I talked about how there was hitching. In my review of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I talked about hitching. I talked about the low resolution. I talked about the frame rate. I talked about the graphics. I talked about how the water areas just buckle down to the point. Bro, I did not just mention graphics in my Pokemon review. That's why I know this guy's a liar. Like, in my Pokemon review, I mentioned a number of things. Z has pretty solid performance. Now suddenly everyone cares about asset quality and not frame rate. Yeah. That's something that I talked about before a bit too, but I haven't done my review on Pokemon Legends ZA yet. Let's see here. Is it just me or does anyone else think the camera angle's bad on DK Bonanza, especially tunneling and bouncing to get something? It can get kind of zoomed in. What you need to do is you just need to manipulate the camera. Like if you're good with the sticks, you can manipulate the camera, but I'll admit for some people, the camera angles are going to be bad. But if you know how to manipulate, then it's good. You know, you just got to kind of turn it. But yeah, I can see how it can get kind of weird like when you're digging through things, unless you like really position yourself well with the camera. But yeah, there's some people that had that too. Let's see here. Hey, congrats on you getting a Switch 2 right after you selling your 4080. Hey, congrats on that, my man. So it's all good though. But like I said, listen, man, I'm gonna be truthful. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna grift. I talk about all things. Like right now, and I just said, yeah, we just had some criticism on Bonanza, and I said, yeah, it could have definitely been better unless you really kind of manipulate things a little. But I can understand. So even there, we had criticism there where I said I agreed, and we have little things here and there that people say and I agree with them or I disagree with them because I'm going to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just sit here and play to an audience. I'm going to give you guys my honest thoughts regardless. It doesn't matter. Now, if you don't like my thoughts, then that's fine too. I don't have a problem with that either. But don't come here and say that I never do something. You know, just don't come here and lie. I don't mind you don't like, you don't got to like it. You don't got to agree, but don't lie. That's all I got to say is don't lie. That's it. If we want to talk sold through, in versus, shipped versus sold. Talk about those millions of PS2 Sony's found in some warehouse. Yeah. Princess Peach Showtime. It's an okay game. I felt that the frame rate should be 60. I felt that the 30 FPS was kind of weird for that type of game. I thought that should have been like a 60 FPS game. Like kind of easy, except for like some, there's some challenge stuff later in the game that you can get. But yeah, a little bit too easy, but I understand that it's really kind of more of a game for like smaller kids. But yeah, it's okay. I hope for like a sequel, if they do a sequel, definitely add some more challenge in there, have like some difficulty modes in there. And yeah, just make the combat just a little bit less floaty. I mean, not that it's bad combat, but the combat's just a little weird at times, but it's okay. It's a solid game. Yeah, you got to get used to the camera in Bonanza for sure. So yeah, happy that Princess Peach got, yeah, I'm happy that it got another game. I mean, it sold, you know, 1 million plus. I doubt that game's budget was anything more than, you know, anything substantial, you know? So, yeah. Let's see here. Disagreements are healthy, but trying to lie about facts is bad. Yeah, exactly. I don't mind disagreements. The thing that gets me is when people lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind if people say, oh man, OJ's channel, it sucks. I don't like his tone or I don't like this. But what I don't like is when people lie. Like I said, I wrote a comment on Nintendo's channel saying, hey man, like I tagged like 8:30 on that ship versus what I'm like, listen, I'll debate you. We'll do it live. Let's do it. You know, I'm like, you manipulate data. And then I said, you know, oh God, what'd I say? I said retailers don't buy units unless, you know, it was selling it, unless it was going to do good. So they don't buy units. So you didn't talk about that. So then people were commenting in there a bunch of other stuff, but I'll say it right after this $5 Ninja Peach. Let's go.
FYI, just finished a Princess Peach Showtime review on the channel for anyone interested.
Go ahead and link that review, Zoo. Go ahead and link that. If you have, go ahead and link that. You're a mod, so you can link that review. So go ahead and link that review. That would be great. So you guys can check out his channel and check out the review. Zoo is also the sole Hokage with the $20, 51 on the board. We are out here combo breaking, going further than beyond, baby. So I appreciate that. I would like to see more talk on the quality of the games in the future, not just rants about how much a game sold and other grifting. Sometimes you sound too corporate, in my opinion. Okay, well, that's fine, but that's my channel, that's my background, so I don't give a shit. So if like you don't like it, then go start your own channel and go talk about whatever you want to talk about, or go to somebody else's channel that you feel does a better job of that when it comes to the actual game quality and stuff like that, because we do that here. But if you feel like it's not enough, see you later. All right, man, I'm gonna talk about what I want. I'm going to discuss stuff that I want. I'm going to discuss sales. I'm going to discuss background of stuff. I'm going to discuss the games. I'm going to discuss whatever I want. So I would like you to freaking leave my channel if that's going to be the case. Don't tell me what to do. And if you got a problem with it, or if you feel like I'm too corporate or whatever, be on your way. All right. I don't need you here. So that's the cool thing about me. I don't need if you're going to like critique to that and say, oh, well, you're too corporate, bro. That's what I used to work in corporate. Like, I used to work in business. People come here for my knowledge in business. I am not a one-on game reviewer. I'm not a hardcore game reviewer. I'm not Angry Joe. I'm not, the angry video game nerd. I'm not Switch Up. I'm not. I do news. I do live streams. I do random stuff. I do reactions. I do talking about sales. I do a mix of everything. So if you don't like it, go. I'm not going to change who I am for you. Like, people here like my insight because of my background, of what I worked and what I did before I started doing YouTube. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to continue to do that, and we're going to continue to talk about that because I feel like it. All right? So if you don't like it, move along. Like, don't move along. We don't need you here. I've never seen you here in my stream. I've literally never seen your name here. So move along, bruh. Anyway, Adroxus with the 26 months. Thank you for the tune-in tier. I appreciate that. Gene Chat with the 66 months. I appreciate that as well. I appreciate it. Because like we talk about games and the quality of the games. How long did I go on about Metaphor Refantasio, guys? I would never shut up about how good that game is. How much did we talk about SMT5 Vengeance and how good that game was? How much have I talked about what I like and what I don't like about Pokemon Legends? How much have I talked about what I'm gonna like or in my shorts about other games?
Saying Showtime isn't good, but it's a little funny to see how much praise it's getting from Zoo.
Yeah.
While Air Riders gets jab after jab whenever it was brought up. Lol, love the Switch After Dark channel, just having some fun.
Oh man, Zoo, he's getting on you. That's true, Zoo. I mean, Princess Peach Showtime didn't do any crazy numbers either, but you're definitely hyping it up though. You're definitely hyping it up though. Oh my man Justin came from the top rope with that one. Shout outs, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, Ikism, I appreciate the shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the 3. Ikism, thank you for the 5. And he says, shout outs to Integrity. I followed you for a few years now, and I appreciate how real you keep it, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, MUFC? Welcome to the streams. Half these streams are about football. That's true. I do talk about football a lot. That's true. Anyways, I saw that Rage Bait troll Nintendo repeatedly get ratioed on his own channel about his videos and community posts. Anyway, loved it. Yeah, I think at this point, people are seeing through. Even his own viewers are like, dude, you're grifting. Like, I saw a lot of his own viewers say, like, dude, this is a grift. You're trying to tell me that the fastest selling system of all time, they're faking numbers, they're shipping too much, it's not sold, they're just, like, nobody's buying it, like, and here's the thing that I've realized right now. And I also have a background in communication and a little bit of psychology and logic, so that's another reason why we talk about all this, because there's more to it than that. So, here's the thing, guys. There are people who, once again, legitimate critique on something. I don't know, my green screen is tripping, guys. I'm sorry about that. There's legitimate critique when it comes to stuff and when it comes to numbers or when it comes to whatever the case is. The difference is this, though. Just because you don't want lies about numbers or sales doesn't mean you're defending or damage controlling or whatever the company. All you want is the truth to be told. If the Wii U was selling bad, you gotta say it's selling bad. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't make it up. You can't do whatever. You know what I'm saying? If something's doing good, you can still not like it. You can still critique and say that there's some stuff. I don't like game key cards. I don't like some things. But that doesn't mean you're defending when you want it to do well. Like, there is a disconnect between people who sit there and say, how could you want this company to do well? They're so this, that, and that. And then other people who say, look, everything's not perfect. I can still complain about this or that, but still want it to do okay and hope they fix things. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Unfortunately, there's not enough people smart enough with enough brain power to understand that. Now, most consumers understand that. A lot of gamers have trouble separating those two. Just because you want something to do well doesn't mean you're damage controlling or defending the company if you want to be honest about sales numbers. That doesn't mean that. You can still have your critiques. You can still say, I don't like this or that. But lying or trying to force, I would say, want it to fail or do really bad, that's insane, in my opinion. If you don't like something, you just don't buy it, and that's that. If you don't like something that's done, you just don't buy it. But wishing death and failure upon something, it's not that serious. I don't like the PS Portal. I bought one. I don't like it. That doesn't mean I want death and misfortune and bad things to happen to it. There's a million things I don't like about the PS Portal. I don't like the price. I don't like streaming only. I don't like a lot of things. I don't like how long it takes to connect. But that doesn't mean I want Sony to drop dead. Like, I can grift on PS Portal. I can grift on PS5 all day. There's a lot of things I don't like. I don't like the $80 price tag for the disc drive. That doesn't mean I want them to die and cause a slow death, and I'm gonna start saying shipped versus sold, and I'm gonna start manipulating sales data. That doesn't mean that, because I'm not crazy. I'm not a schizo. These people that do that, they're schizos. These are psychotic people that can't separate a gaming business and normal activity and truthfulness with their own personal anger with something. I can say I hate the PlayStation 5. It's the worst system ever in the world. It has no exclusives. It's terrible. That doesn't mean I want it to do bad. That doesn't mean they stole my wife and kicked my mom. It's like, okay, I don't like it. I just won't buy what I don't like, and that's fine, and that's that. But I'm not going to start manipulating sales versus shipped and all this weirdo schizophrenic, psychotic stuff that these people are doing. And I think that's the problem, like some of these people here. You know, they don't understand that, and it leads to them manipulating, lying about sales numbers and all sorts of stuff. You know, that's what it leads to. It leads to schizophrenic behavior, psychotic behavior. Why are you gonna lie about sales numbers? You're that angry. You're that on much copium. You're on so much copium, and you're so upset that it did better than what you thought, because you were angry and you thought it was gonna fail, that you're going to sit here and gaslight and lie and manipulate your whole base of audience, thousands of people, because you're upset about a video game system that didn't do what you wanted it to do. That's psychotic. That is psycho behavior. That is narcissistic psycho behavior. Once again, there's a million things that I don't like that Microsoft did. There's a million things that I don't like, and I can grift all day if I felt like it. But why would I do that? I just won't buy it. And that's that. I can mention it, but I'm not going to sit here and manipulate you guys, because you guys, I respect you guys more than that. I have respect for my audience. I have respect for my viewers, and I know you guys aren't that dumb to believe the nonsense. That's why there's so much pushback on those on his vids and stuff. That's why. A Chris with the $5 dono and says, before I go, I just want to say I ended up replaying Metaphor again instead of ZA. Go to game. Also, just remember, have fun. Remember fun. Remember fun? I remember fun. Thank you for the $5 dono. Also, Chad T, thank you for the $20 coming through. Oh my God. $20 coming through. 88 on the board. Let's go. 80, oh, sorry, my bad. I can't count. 84 on the board. That's a double JoJo. Says, yo, appreciate the hard work. I work directly in sales and deal with sold and shipped products. Surprise, surprise. I get paid for and am measured by the shipped product, not what goes out to the customer's door. There you go. Another thing as well, man. Exactly. So yeah. Yeah, and even then he still had some NPC comments on his side. They're all dumb and unconvincing. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna need you to chill out. Hey, look, man, I'm being honest with you guys. No one wants to know drop dead. They just better try more like they did with the Wii U. Try more like the Wii U. What did they do in the Wii U days? Where were all the games in the Wii U days? What were all the trying? People said that the system was overpriced. They said that Nintendo's bad. They didn't buy the system. What are you talking about? The Wii was one of the worst time periods ever. What did they try? We barely got any first-party games outside of the core titles that we did get. Overall, there was a lack of RPGs. The 3DS got a bunch of stuff overall. There was some disappointing Nintendo Directs. What are you talking about? What? Because you got some discounts on some eShop games? Is that what you're talking about trying? What was the try in the Wii U era? They killed that system before it even got started. Literally, they killed it off in 2015. That E3 was pathetic in 2015, and the system was done. They already announced the next NX system after that, and before you know it, They were already out the door and on the way to the Nintendo Switch 1. Let's not revise history, okay? People wanted Mr. Iwata fired after that. I'm not gonna have guys like you come in here and try to talk to me like you know Nintendo. You don't. I covered Nintendo in that time period. That was one of the worst time periods. People said that they were not trying. You getting an eShop discount or something that does not mean that they were trying harder than anything like that. People hated that time period. They wanted Iwata fired. People complained about how long it took to get games. Stop the cap. Let's not revise history here. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We're not gonna do that here, are we? We're not gonna do that here. Because let me ask you a question. In the first 6 months of the Wii U's library, what were the big first party games? Go ahead. Give me in the first 6 months, what were all the awesome big first party games announced that were released on the system in the first 6 months? Because I can count on my finger 2 games. I can count 2 games. So that's what you mean by trying hard? 2 games? Whereas in the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2, and we've got 6 big games in 6 months. You want to talk about the games and the game quality? How was Nintendo Land's reviews? How was New Super Mario Bros. Reviews? Now compare that to Mario Kart World. Now compare that to Donkey Kong Bonanza. Now compare that to what we're getting now. Compare that to what Metroid Prime 4 is going to get. We did not have Pokemon in the first number of months. We did not have Metroid in the first number of months. We did not have Mario Kart in the first number of months. We did not have Donkey Kong in the first number of months. Donkey Kong actually got delayed on the Wii U. Stop this romanticizing that era. Stop it. It's like the people who romanticize like the 1800s and the 1700s. Stop romanticizing that era. There was nothing romantic about that era. It was civil war. It was slavery. It was a lot of bad stuff. It was polio. It was disease. There was nothing great about that time period. Shout outs to the founding fathers for putting it together. But let's keep it a buck. Living back then sucked. Okay? Let's not romanticize what happened. What really happened. Let's tell the truth. Now, was it all bad? Of course not. There was definitely some great things going on. There was definitely some good stuff when it came to 2014. But honestly, the Wii U had one really good year with like constant bangers. Every other year was inconsistent. People whined, cried, and complained, even when Nintendo was trying hard, as you'd like to put it. Stop revising history. I was there. I covered it. From step 1, before step 1, from ground zero, I was there. Okay? I had a small revolt on my channel. A small revolt because I criticized Nintendo too much with the Wii U when they gave up in 2015. Let's cut the cap, guys. All right? Let's cut the cap, please. Let's cut the cap. Let's see. I really ran away after Wii U. Let's see here. Cook these frauds, JOJO. I'm tired of these goofy goobers wearing rose-tinted glasses think it was better because eShop had music. Yeah. Like, let's be real here, guys. Let's be real. And like I said, I'll accept any debate on this. Because like I said, I was there. The Wii U was not trying. Sure, they had a couple different sales and a couple different things. Sure, they dropped the price by $50, but people said it was overpriced anyway. Okay, they dropped the price by $50. How did the gamers respond when they were trying? How did the gamers respond to all that effort from Nintendo? One of the worst systems sold of all time. We gotta stop acting like Nintendo turned into this god tier, oh my gosh, everybody loved. They were literally, up until this man passed away, they were literally calling for his job. I think Satoru Iwata was a great president. I don't think he was bad. He made some mistakes just like all of us make mistakes at our jobs or whatever the case is. He read the, and he took it, I give him credit for taking, blame and shouldering the blame. He reduced his salary. Miyamoto reduced his salary. So I'm not here to bash this man, especially after he's passed away. But let's not act like the same people that you're saying they need to try harder as it wasn't guys like you and everybody else on the internet that were literally calling for his job, that were calling for him to get fired. There's video after video after video after video of people saying that he should be fired up until his death. Actually, up until his death. Not even like he got a little bit of a grace period. He passed away and people were calling for his job a couple weeks before. Stop it, okay? Stop it, guys. Please. Let's not make up stuff because you're angry about the Switch 2. They can be separate, okay? They can be separate. We can still have our critiques with Switch 2. We can still notice and understand what happened with the Wii U, and we can keep them separate when it comes down to it. We can't, let's stop trying to say, well, the Wii U did what exactly? 13 million units sold? That's how everyone rewarded their hard work and trying. That's how y'all were by bombarding Iwata with he should be fired comments up until his death? Come on now. Come on now. I remember. I have a good memory. Okay? I have a fantastic memory when it comes to certain things, okay? And this is something that I remember vividly, like it was yesterday. Don't come to my channel with that, man. You can do that stuff on other people's channel because they don't know, but don't do it here. I remember. I was there. Let's see here. Wii U was not a better console. It had a massive chunky gamepad that couldn't extend beyond 20 foot. It took me a minute to boot up, another minute to launch eShop settings, and no third party. Yeah, the third party support was severely lacking as well. That is true. The eShop, it took a while to get into the eShop. It took a while to get into the the settings or to get out of the settings. It took a while to actually get into some of the software. It took a while to get into Miiverse. So yeah. Jeff Keighley grilling Reggie about sales. I mean, you couldn't avoid it. So I'll say this. Now, there is a little bit of bravado in me, all right, guys? There is. Okay, listen. I do bring it up a couple more times because, you know why? Because it's a little bit of payback for all these people that hounded me at my channel about sales of the Wii U and sales of the Nintendo Switch 1. Yeah, this is also payback. Let me just go ahead and say, yeah, you're damn right. It's a little bit of payback, okay? Because for years, people hounded me and said all sorts of stuff. And with the Nintendo Switch 1, I got called every single name in the book about Switch 1 when it comes down to my saying that I'm on Copium, saying all these different things about Switch 1, saying that your sales predictions are going to be wrong. I was right. So, I'll be honest. Yeah, I will talk about it. I'll talk about it once. I'll talk about it twice. I'll talk about it 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a snowflake? Because these people were hounding me all throughout the Wii U era and in the Switch era and even in the Switch 2 era. Remember all those people that were here before the Switch 2 launched telling me I'm a fanboy, I'm this and that because the Switch 2 is going to fail. You know it's going to fail. How could you argue against it? You're just fanboy for saying that it's going to sell well. Nobody's going to buy it. It's going to be a Wii U 2. We have people in this chat doing that already. I'll talk about sales whenever I want. Heck yeah. I'll do it again. I'll do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do it. I'll step every single time. We'll also talk about games too. I've been playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment and I like it. I actually made a short talking about the gameplay and why you should actually play the game on the hard difficulty. You should play the game on the hard difficulty because it offers a lot more to me on the hard difficulty. Look, I just made a short talking about actual gameplay. We just talked about it. You said I never talked about it. That was today we talked about that. That was today we discussed that. Look, there's a brand new short. You guys need to watch this. Look, we talked about that. Look, we talked about this. If you're playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, if you're used to action games and you've beat other types of harder action RPGs, do not play Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment on the standard difficulty. It is way too easy. It's going to get monotonous. It's going to get boring. It's going to feel repetitive. Make sure you actually change that difficulty to hard, because if you change it to the hard difficulty, then you'll actually have to use more of your sync skills. You'll have to actually heal yourself. It'll be a lot harder to defeat the enemies. You're going to have better strategy, and it becomes a much more fun game, in my opinion, if you do put the difficulty on hard, because the gameplay is fantastic. There's a lot of cool characters. There's a lot of awesome stuff in the game. I love the different skills that you can get. Each character feels very unique when it comes to what they can do combat wise. I had a ton of fun, and of course I'm playing it on hard. I think the very hard, they just become super damage spongy. So very hard is like a little bit too much. Now, you can adapt and you can like obviously upgrade and you can grind, but very hard, there's way too much early grinding and way too much damage spongy. I might change it to very hard once I actually get my equipment and get everything kind of up to speed. But at the beginning of the game, very hard is just, it's just the enemies take way too long to kill. So that's why I put it on hard. Hard is like the normal. To me, hard is normal. Very hard is the actual like hard mode. But like hard is just normal mode. I mean, it is damage spongy. There is a big difference between normal, hard, and very hard. But like, you know, you can get around that. You know, but it is damage spongy on hard. Like it is super damage spongy on hard too. So yeah, we talked about games right there too. That's why I said don't be lying. Don't be coming to my stream lying. We can extend this stream, but don't be coming here lying. But you know what else? We're also gonna have Noah and Mio flying through the skies as well. Hold up.
Overclock Buster!
It's this one, my bad. Here we go. This one. This one. Let's see here. Very hard hasn't been bad for me. I've put 5 hours in, pretty much been rushing through the game. I don't know, man. It's pretty damage spongy in my opinion. Like it's not hard to. It's not like it's oh my gosh, like it's difficult. I can't beat it. Let's see here. It's just like the enemies just take a lot of damage, like too much. Like it's too damage spongy at the beginning of the game. I might change it later, but I'm good because the enemies take a while to beat already. Sometimes, like some of the bosses and stuff. So yeah. Let's see here. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition takes over 1,000 hours to 100%. It does take forever. That game has way too much content. So you talking about graphics and sales here? LOL, that troll was rage baiting hard. No, it's all good, man. Listen, I don't mind having conversations with, even when people are trolling, if they're trolling or whatever, I don't mind having those conversations because a lot of times trolls be just repeating stuff that they hear from other people's channels. They're not smart enough to actually do it themselves. They just hear what somebody else says and then rushes here to say something. So I don't mind addressing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind talking about it. It's fine. It helps move the stream along. Like I said, I'm a logical, you know, I did logic, I did debate, I did all that. So it's fine by me. I don't mind. That's why I don't run from challenges. You know what I'm saying? I don't run from debates. You know, I don't run from debates. I don't have to sit here and dress up and play, you know, play Halloween every single day like some people or certain times. You know, only on Halloween we'll dress up. We'll do the dress up on that when it comes to it. But I don't have to play dress up and beg companies for things. You know what I'm saying? Beg companies for systems and games to review. I don't gotta beg them. We come out here, we do what we gotta do, and I don't have to lie either. And that's why I said I'm fine talking to anybody. Like debates, so with any content creators, if they feel differently on Ship versus Soul, come through. We can have a respectful discussion. Come through. You know, come through. We can talk. We can live stream it. We can get it out there. Like I said, I feel pretty confident in my ability to speak. Dynasty Warriors greater than Hyrule Warriors. I'm biased. Listen, man, it might be better than Hyrule Warriors, but I don't play the regular Warriors games. I only play the themed Warriors games of like franchises that I like. So I only play like Hyrule Warriors or Fire Emblem Warriors. I don't play the regular Warriors games. So, but yeah, it might be. I mean, it might be. I haven't played the newest one. So yeah. Let's see. Nintendo intentionally use weaker tech to keep costs low. I mean, they definitely use weaker tech to make sure that it does keep costs low for sure. With the Switch 2 though, they definitely tried to use the best that they could, but with also keeping costs low. So there's also like a factor of, hey, we're trying to keep costs low. We're trying to also use something that's powerful enough to be able to make games. So it's a delicate balance for sure. But with the Switch 2 is the biggest leap that they've had in graphical technology since the N64 to the GameCube, probably. I think this is the biggest leap that they've ever had. You know, when it comes to like from the previous generation to the new gen. I mean, maybe you can say Wii to Wii U. I think that's also fair, saying that was a pretty big jump as well. But I think that the Switch 2 was even a bigger jump. Let's see here. Shout outs to Dan Lee with the $2 dono and says, shout outs to Wetzel Pretzel. Just tried one. Oh yeah, Wetzel Pretzel's great. Yo, we are out here. Combo break. We are only 16 combos, boys and girls, away from actually hitting that goal. Hitting that. Oh my god. No, not that one. That's too much. Stop it. We have not gotten that much. That'd be wild. I wouldn't be able to accept that much. My keyboard went nuts for a second. All right, here we go. It's 86 on the board. So we're 14 away, boys and girls. 14 away. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's see, keeping costs low and keeping focus on gameplay, not just specs. Yeah, I think it's, like I said, it's a balance. I feel that, like, with the Wii, they went, obviously, I think they went a little bit too weak. I think that they should have went something a little bit better than that. With the Wii U, I think that it was just the concept. The marketing and concept was off. The Wii U gamepad was not sleek looking. Once again, it did look like the beta version of the Switch. So, I mean, it just wasn't a complete idea, overall. And they didn't utilize it enough. If they would have just made the Wii U, like let's just say like a $250 Xbox 360, but with Nintendo games, I think it could have sold like N64 levels. But they didn't, obviously. But the Wii U gamepad really, I mean, it added a whole cost to it. I mean, Miyamoto estimated around $100 cost of the price of the Wii U because of the gamepad. So people were like, it's overpriced. It's overpriced. Even at $300, they're saying it's overpriced by $50 because Miyamoto said a gamepad would cost $100 more on other systems. So people looked at the price and said, well, it's $350, so it actually costs $250, if there was no gamepad. So people were like, it's overpriced. Even at $300, people were saying it's overpriced, even when they dropped the price to $300. Well, it wasn't technically a price drop. There was two models. You had I guess it was a price drop, but not really. There was a $300 model and there was a $350 model. And what they did is that they kind of got rid of the $300 model, the 8GB, and took the 32GB and made that like the standard model for $300. So that's what they did with the system. So yeah. Power-wise, it's 600 times GameCubes or something. Yeah, it's a lot of GameCubes. It's a lot of GameCubes duct taped together, right? People forget Nintendo is the only big three that relies 98% on games. PS and Xbox can afford to chase power and take L's on systems. I mean, yeah, Nintendo definitely relies a lot on games, but they're becoming more, like, they're trying to definitely make sure that that's not the case. And this reminds me, I need to get back to Trails in the Sky. But Nintendo definitely wants to make sure that they can be okay, even if their games business is not doing the hottest. That's why they have a theme park. That's why they're doing movies. That's why they're doing more licensing, because they want to make sure that they can, one, of course, make more money. I mean, obviously they're greedy. Every company's greedy. But two, they want to make sure that just in case there's something with gaming, like, they don't have to worry about their whole business and everything. So, but yeah, you're right. Like, obviously Microsoft has way more, money when it comes to other things. Sony has all sorts of other things. Nintendo's definitely more focused on games, where everything is pretty much game focused. But yeah, that's why Nintendo's trying to do other stuff. But even their movies and their theme parks are all centered around games. Like, everything is with games with Nintendo. Like, everything's about the games. Like, Sony has stuff that has nothing to do with video games. Microsoft has stuff that has nothing to do with video games. Whereas Nintendo, pretty much everything's based off of games. So I think that one of these days, Nintendo will start up something where they make, like, I don't know, something else that has nothing to do with games. Like, that's just like a different, like a branding, like something else that's just like a separate brand of whatever. Maybe they make, like, I don't know, something else, not games though. Maybe like video cameras or something like that, like Nintendo, like a video camera, or maybe like, I don't know, like any type of product, electronic or something. I think there's definitely a possible way that Nintendo does that in the future. Like, what about like GoPros, like a GoPro or something like that, like a portable camera, like a Nintendo branded portable camera, like you can take to, like, record, like if you're like a Super Nintendo World or things like that, right? So I think they might get into that type of business, Let's see here. This song, what's it from? Wondered for years. This is from Trails in the Sky. It's called Sophisticated Fight. It's from the original game, but the remake is also on the Switch, and it's like this. It sounds the same, But yeah, this is called Sophisticated Fight from Trails in the Sky First Chapter, or Japanese name Sora no Kiseki FC. So yeah. Alarmo, but even the Alarmo is based around their games. Like, it has like video game music, like video game tunes, like the Alarmo. So even that is based off of games, So yeah, even that was. Too bad Nintendo didn't have Nintendo Channel on cable, like how Disney Channel, Nickelodeon existed back in the day. I mean, they did do TV shows, but yeah. Toys, they're already doing that. Yeah, but it's toys based off their video games, right? So yeah. Nintendo's always had games since the founding 300 years ago. Well, no. I mean, well, yes and no. Back then, Nintendo did a lot of different stuff. Nintendo did, Was it 300 years ago? I don't think it was 1889. But yeah, I don't think Nintendo, like, they did like love hotels. They did stuff that was outside of gaming too, like back in the day. Obviously they did toys, certain type of toys and things like that. Like Nintendo's founding was like on Hanafuna playing cards. So I guess it's like it's a game, but not like obviously not a video game. They didn't have video games back then. But then, like, yeah, they did do video game stuff, but they also did other stuff too. Like they did other types of businesses as well. But yeah. I can play Crash music, but I can only play it based off if you drop a dono. I can't just play random tracks, otherwise I'm gonna have everybody, Mr. Sai, just telling me play this, play this, play this. So drop a dono of any amount and I'll play the track for you. It can even be like as low as $1. Yeah, Hanafuna playing cards. Hanafuna playing cards. That song lives rent free in my head. I heard it so much in my playthrough. Yeah, I want to get back to it, man. I want to get back to it. It's such a good what's it called? It's such a good game. I just no time. Yeah, I'm about to say I don't think it was 300 years ago. You just doubled it. Yeah, I said 18. Yeah, that's not, or 1889. That's not 300 years ago, based on my math. By the way, thanks for the peep talk on Twitter today. I was concerned that I read the comment Furukawa regarding software pipeline. By the way, it's fun fact, I'm original deck of Hanafuna cards. Nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Games are going to take longer. Nintendo's going to fill the gaps like with Switch 2 editions and things like that. But they're also going to reach out to other companies to get them to make games for them. And that's why they're actually buying companies now. Like, that's the thing. Nintendo's actually, like, they bought Next Level Games. They bought, obviously they have Retro Studios. They bought, you know, Monolith Soft. But they also purchased Shiver. Shiver is going to be vital to help them get third-party games off the ground, but then also to probably help support with some of their own games. And they're saying, hey, we're going to buy more studios because they want to make sure that they have a good flow of games. But also, they talked about how they want to have a consistent, you know, games. And listen, based off of what they already announced, we already have 3 original games for next year on the Switch 2 that are exclusive. Actually, 4, I think. I think 4 games. We have Mario Tennis Fever. We have Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We have Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, and we have Pocopia. Those are all exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2. Those are not Switch 1 games. Those are Switch 2 games. You know, maybe they started out on Switch 1 at some point, but whatever. Probably not. I think a lot of those games are probably just like, you know, they're pretty much Switch 2 games, you know? So, Nintendo has if they already have 4 games announced already, they're going to have a consistent flow of games. And once again, they don't have to worry about, you know, making games on other systems. And Nintendo did state recently that they're already done with Switch 1 development. Switch 1 development is pretty much done. They've pretty much focused all their development resources on Switch 2. So I don't expect Switch 2 to have long software droughts. And I don't expect it to be like Microsoft and Sony based off of what we already know right now. What we already know right now is that we've already got 4 exclusives announced for the year. That is really good. That's really good. 4 exclusives already. Oh, and Duskbloods. There we go, Duskbloods. So, sorry, 5. We have 5 exclusives. That was a Switch 1 game, but then ultimately ended up getting put into Switch 2 game just because they weren't going to make it on Switch 2. So, well, at least the concept like of them talking about it was originally there saying, hey, for the Switch 1, but then they said, you know, when the Switch 2 came around, like, okay, no, this system's obviously way better for it. So, that's 5 games already. That's 5 exclusives for the Switch 2. So I don't see them slowing down. I only see them getting more games. And if they need to plug a gap in the lineup, they're gonna get, you know, Koei Tecmo. I think Koei Tecmo, the people that did Dragon Quest Builders, they're gonna get somebody to help them make a game like Pocopia, or they're gonna get somebody else to help out, you know. So Splatoon Raiders. Sorry, they have 6 exclusives. That is wild. They already have half of the year covered already. We're not even into next year yet. We still have November and December, and they already have 6 exclusives for Switch 2 exclusives for next year. What does that tell you? So yeah. Mario Tennis Fever, Yoshi's Mysterious Book, Splatoon Raiders, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, Pocopia, Pokemon Gen 10, Duskbloods, so 7, yeah. I guess announced. So Pokemon Gen 10 is not announced. It's leaked, but it's not announced. But yes, you are right, Jackson. 7, if you count Pokemon Gen 10, that is 7. So they're literally covering almost 60% of the year already, with exclusives. So yeah. If all those games launch next year, you know, if we don't get any delays and all that. So I do hate the Power suit than anything. I think they're trying to legitimately think they would lose the lawsuit against the creator of Power. Well, they're doing the lawsuit right now, MTP. So we'll see. I mean, if they lose, that's fine. I thought that they should have never done the lawsuit in the first place. I'm not a fan of that type of stuff. Just like I'm not a fan of the Sony's lawsuit against Tencent. With they're trying to say that like anybody that makes a redhead out in the open is copying Horizon, right? If you have robots and if you have a redhead, in an open world, you're copying Horizon, and it's illegal. So I'm the same way with that too, as well. But I guess YouTubers aren't talking about that as much, right? It's not. They like Sony. They like Sony more. So so they don't want to talk about that one, or it's justified. But yeah, I was against both of those. I felt that both of them shouldn't be suing, for that. Let's see, it makes you wonder what Furukawa was talking about, LOL, when he said, because you're right. Well, what he was talking about was true. Games are going to take longer to make. So let's say, for example, if you have a game on Switch 1 and it took 4 years to make, well, it might take 4.5 to 5 years to make now. Doesn't mean it's going to take like 7 or 8 years. It doesn't mean it's going to take, they're not going to have any games, or it's just going to be droughts. That doesn't mean that. It just means that games are going to take a little bit longer. But he didn't say how long. He didn't say how long, but it could take longer, could take more Q&A, could take more research and development, which another reason why they're making like a new research and development team. They're still hiring more people. So yeah, like it is, games do take longer. Like even with the Switch 1, it takes like Switch 1 games took longer to make than what the Wii U had. And with the Wii U, games took longer to make than what the Wii had, so it's always going to be that way, where games take longer based off the technology. But I think once they get in the groove, and once they, put all their teams, they're going to have enough teams where they're going to be able to cover a lot of months, because once again, they don't have to split hardware when it comes to portable and home console. So yeah, games are going to take longer. That is true. But at the same time, they're going to have a lot more teams and a lot more developers working on these games. But they are going to take longer. So of course, in the meantime, what are they going to do? They're going to tell you, hey, check out, we got Switch 2 editions. If there's a gap, or whatever the case is, you can play this game, or we're going to have re-releases of Mario Galaxy, or whatever the case is, right? So, and of course, he wants people to buy upgrade packs and things like that. So, and he wants people to just buy Switch 1 games. Like, Nintendo still has Evergreen. So, I mean, Furukawa, he's a lot more shrewd than people give him credit for. Nintendo wants you to also just buy Switch 1 games, because those games are still full price. A lot of them are still full price. I mean, I think they should have some discounts on those. But a lot of those games, if you buy them on the eShop, they're still full price. Now, if you buy them physical, you can find them on discount. But he also wants you to just buy Evergreen games, So, it's a combination of different things. It's a little bit of corporate speak, a little bit of, of them being honest. Obviously, games are going to take longer. But I don't foresee Xbox and PlayStation. I don't foresee that. And even with Xbox has a pretty consistent release schedule now. But how Xbox attained it was just buying up everybody. They attained a good release schedule by buying everyone. Not because they have a bunch of internally developed games that come out all the time and they're really good with their budgets and all that. They maintained a good release schedule by buying Activision, buying Bethesda, buying everyone, buying Ninja Theory, buying everybody that they could. So a little bit of a difference there, because their internal games have taken way too long, way too long. So yeah. People aren't looking for gems on the Switch 2 eShops from Japan. Do you think Animal Crossing is 2027, or possibly they'll focus on New Horizons Switch 2 edition? I think they're going to try to get people back into it and get them to buy New Horizons. I think that they're going to announce a new Animal Crossing by the end of the year, and it's going to launch in 2027, or they're going to announce it in early 2027 and it'll launch late 2027. That's my guess. But I'm guessing they want to have Animal Crossing out early first half. So I'm guessing it's going to be announced at the end of this year, and it's going to come out early 2020, first half 2027. So yeah. That's what been my biggest gripe. The price of Switch 1 games still being full price. Yeah, you got to buy them physical. If you want discounts on Switch 1 games, you got to buy them physical. Find people selling them on Facebook Marketplace or on, eBay or whatever the case is. If you want a discount on them, that's why physical's good. If you leave it up to just digital, all digital, then Nintendo can just charge full price for everything no matter what. But if you actually have a physical game, I mean, if you're waiting this long to get certain games, just go ahead and buy it. You might as well just buy it used at this point, right? So you can buy Zelda or whatever you want for a cheaper price. It's the truth. The only made one video about Sony versus Tencent lawsuit, and that's it. Meanwhile, we got many Nintendo versus Power lawsuits. Yeah, because they feel that that one's justified. Because once again, they like, they don't like Nintendo. They like Sony more, or they simply just feel like it is a ripoff. But I think at the same time, I think it's also because of the hate for Pokemon. Pokemon has not been as good. If Pokemon was way better, and if Pokemon released on PC, they probably would be completely. They would not think the same way that they think when it comes to the Power World lawsuit. They'd be like, yeah, that's a ripoff. We have Power World. It's on, or we have Pokemon. It's on PC. It's great. They'd be singing a very different tune. But it's because obviously Pokemon's had issues when it comes to some of the releases, the graphics and stuff like that, so people feel a certain type of way. But yeah, but if Pokemon was, better graphics and it was on PC, people would be like, they ripped them off. I think people would be like, they ripped them off, because like Horizon has really good graphics and it's on PC, so people are like, well, yeah, they ripped them off. Like, right? So that's where it comes from. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Because, once again, I don't know how Sony does not have a monopoly on robot dinosaurs and redheaded girls in open worlds, right? So yeah, but they're like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. That lawsuit's okay. So, like I said, I'm against both of them. I'm consistent. But these people, a lot of these people are not consistent. Or they're not. But once again, Horizon's on PC, and it's got good graphics. So, therefore, they're like, oh, well, I like Horizon. Oh, well, it's got good graphics. Oh, well, it's good. Yeah, it's good. So, yeah, they ripped them off, Oh, man. See, I hate how the PS Portal new streaming update is locked behind a pre-membership. I have a Portal update news. Is kind of disappointing. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's see. The lawsuit is completely pointless to cover. Power World already removed the alleged infringing mechanics. It didn't destroy the game. They just they are just milking it. Yeah, we'll see what happens though. Like I said, like I covered it before and I did a terrible job at covering it, so I'm gonna see myself out of it. I'm gonna see myself out of it even no matter what happens. I'm gonna see myself out of it because I didn't do a great job the first time, and I'm not a lawyer or legal stuff, so not my expertise. If you get it for Switch 2, buy Switch 1, Doug Bowser. So these grifters say misquote was the most annoying during Switch 2 early phase. So, people just went out and bought a Switch 2. It's because rage baiting about Nintendo is more financially lucrative compared to doing the same thing for other companies. That is true as well. It is. That is absolutely true. In my opinion, at least. In my opinion. Hit that like button, though, guys. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. 14 combos away from the overclock. Supreme, appreciate you guys coming out. DJ Kings, the probably is people led themselves to believe Pokemon is AAA game developed by AAA dev with AAA budget, and Pokemon never did. Yeah, I think it's because of how much money they make. That's the reason why they feel differently about it. Which, once again, I think Pokemon Company definitely needs to do better. Like, I've said that myself a bazillion times. They need to do better in that regards, and I'm hoping that with Pokemon Gen 10 that they do, which I think that Pokemon Gen 10 will finally look like a Switch 1 game. Like, I think that we will get to the area where we'll actually have graphics in the Switch 1 era. So, I think, once again, that won't be ideal for many people, but I think it'll be good enough. Because, like, obviously the Pokemon games that we have right now, and obviously, they're not quite Switch 1 graphics. I think they're like more like I said before, somewhere between like a GameCube and like a Wii U or something like that. So, I do think that with the new tech boost, with the extra time to develop, I think we're going to get probably like around Switch 1 level. So yeah. Pokemon AA franchise. You know what? I don't really know what the definition or money definition of AA is compared to AAA at this point. Some people say people just make up whatever they want when it comes to AAA versus AA and the budgets, because most of the time we don't know how much a game costs to make, and a lot of times a game's marketing is based off of that's part of the budget. But obviously, like games that have like big, great looking graphics, big development teams, those are considered like AAA. Pokemon is not that. It doesn't have like the biggest development team or incredible graphics. So if you can't afford to switch to buy, okay, yeah, I read that comment, Minato. Sup, OJ? After a hard week of work, finally got a weekend to myself. I'm glad you're streaming right now. Hey, no problem. Let's see. I mean, you already have a game. Look and see where it'd be. New Pokemon Snap. Yeah, that's what I said in my video, DJ King, about Gen 10. I said that I think that new Pokemon Snap, I think that's probably the target of what they're gonna go for Gen 10, based off of that leaked, you know, Gen 10 demo footage. The new Pokemon Engine X looks like it could be like around the level of like a new Pokemon Snap, but actually have like an open world or open-ended areas. New Pokemon Snap it's an on-rails game, so you know you can do a little bit more with that. But yeah, excuse me. I just want Breath of the Wild level areas, textures. I'll be happy. Yeah, I think it should be around that level. It should be around that. Yeah, I did forget the quadruple A01 action. I did forget that. Shout outs to Max Only. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming out to the stream. Big love. Glad that you got some time to yourself, you know, to be able to enjoy. Let's see. I don't see that happen. Budget is too low. No, that's not true. Even from the leak budget, which I don't think the leak budget is true, but $20 million, that's plenty to get the games looking and running better, or looking better. 20 million is plenty, more than enough. I've seen developers do more with less. Let's see. Switch 2 Grifter arc took a major twist with the Switch 2 numbers reveal. Stay tuned. The Switch 2 Grifter arc took a major twist with the Switch 2 numbers revealed. You know what? I think that the Grifter arc, it's gonna get, like I said, this is why I think it's Copium. You know, it's gonna get more and more sad as we go along. You know. As we go along, it's gonna get more and more and more sad. So like I said, I think Zeus said this as well. They've got about till March next year, and after that it's done. Well, is it? They managed to do around the budget, and it shows that isn't enough. Did you see the recent Pokemon, the new Pokemon engine? Did you see that, Felipe, before you're talking, or are you just going based off the past? It's like you're not going based off of the new system. You're not going based off the new engine, and you're not going based off the leak. You're just going off of what you think before. So did you see all that? Are you factoring that in or no? Yes or no? And then it's a yes or no question. Says, yeah, for real. I really missed the Wii U days. We had one game every 5 months. Nintendo was great back then. I missed the Wii U days. Yeah, these rose-tinted boys. Man, I can't stand that. That's why I had to cook him on that one. I don't think he's even here anymore. My man probably thinking this guy is evil. But yeah, we had to cook him on that one. I was here during the Wii U days. I was here. We were here during the end of the Wii U era, and like some of you guys party, man. So, man, ain't nobody can convince me that the freaking Wii U had good days, bro. No, that was terrible. It was a terrible time period. Now, were there some good stuff? Yes. There were. So I saw that the engine is a good step in the right direction. Then why are you telling me that it's not possible then? With an increased budget over what they've done before, and with the new engine, it's definitely possible to hit Switch 1 graphics. Stop the cap. All right, I'm glad that we agree. Let's see here. I missed no games too, guys. Missed no games. I missed the Wii U days when my wallet was full. Couldn't fit my wallet in my pocket. You know what? That's true. We did have more money compared to how it is now in today's day, where there's way more you know, there's way more games to buy and way more stuff. You know, so there is that. That's true. Soon the Switch 2 will get the DS Switch Online app. I don't know if it's gonna get DS Switch Online app soon. So yeah. You agree with John? John didn't see the demo, by the way. He didn't see the demo. I think Switch 1 level graphics is reasonable. I think that's reasonable. I don't think that's unreasonable, based off of what I saw, and based off the if you want to talk about budgets, they increased the budget. I think that's reasonable. 20 million is plenty. basically all you're paying for is salary. That's what you're paying for. You're not paying for, like, there is no like graphics. There is no graphics that pay, like, you're just paying for people to do it, like salary. That's all you're paying for. So it's like, you can have a small team and good graphics. Expedition 33 does not have a massive team, but it has good graphics. And you don't need $5 billion, and Expedition 33's graphics are good. So a lot of you got, Felipe, you don't know budgets. You don't know budgets. You don't even know how the stuff is made, right? You don't need $1 bazillion for good graphics. You can do it with not a gazillion dollars. Like I said, Expedition 33 devs did it. It's more about engine, to be honest. Like, it's more about that. So it's more about what engine you're using. More about what engine and what, like, and engine and time. Engine and time. Those are like the two things. Those are like the two things that you gotta look at. How much time do you have for the game? And how's your engine? What can your engine do? Let's see. Nah, I don't think Pokemon looks like a Switch 1 game. I disagree. I think it looks like somewhere between like a GameCube and a Wii U. Somewhere between that. It does not look like a Switch 1 game. Because Xenoblade Chronicles X, that is a Wii U game. And it looks way better than any Pokemon game. What are you talking about? There's games on the Wii U that look way better. That are open world. That look way better than Pokemon. What are you talking about, bro? It does not look like a Switch 1 game. It does not. It does not look like a Switch 1 game. Because like I said, there's games on the Wii U that look better. That's why I said it's somewhere between like a Wii U or like a GameCube and a Wii U. It does not look as good as Tears of the Kingdom. It does not look as good as Breath of the Wild. It does not look as good as Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It does not look as good as Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It does not look as good as other open world games even on the Switch 1. What are you talking about? No. It does not look as good as, Mario Odyssey. Absolutely not. Pokemon Z is already beautiful on Switch 2. Can't imagine the incredible Gen 10 will look. Yeah, I mean, like, Pokemon Legends Z8, it's got a smooth art style. So, yeah. Wii U, Switch 1 and Wii U are interchangeable. No, Switch 1 is a bit better. It's a bit stronger. No. Not interchangeable. Closer than Switch 2 and Switch 1, but it's not interchangeable. No. Because the Wii U, Switch 1 has pretty good, a bit more RAM, memory bandwidth. It can do a bit more overall. You can get games that look better on Switch 1. I don't think Doom 2016 could really run on Wii U, but they got it just enough to where it can run on the Switch 1. But I don't think that game could actually, like, even if they tried to port it, I don't think it'd be able to run at a stable frame rate, like, at all. I think it'd be even worse than the Switch 1 version of Doom. Like Doom 2016, I don't think that game could run on Switch 1. Or sorry, on Wii U. So I don't think it's quite interchangeable. Yeah, I don't think Nier Automata could run on the Wii U. Absolutely not. I don't think it could. Yeah, I mean, they could probably try to drop it and they can try to get it, but I mean, could it run to the level that it runs on the Switch 1? I don't think so. I think it would be, like I said, the problem is the RAM. I think that the RAM would be the significant issue. I mean, RAM's already a significant issue on the Switch 1, and the Wii U has 1 gigabyte of RAM. Like, it just has 1. The Switch has 3.5 gigabytes of RAM to use. It has 500 for the OS, and it has 3.5. So it has 3 times plus the amount of RAM. And that right there is significant for even trying to get a PS4 or Xbox One game to run on the Switch. Like, imagine only having 1 gigabyte of RAM to work with. That's all the Wii U has. Like, it wouldn't work. Or, I mean, you could probably get it, but it'd run, like, at 15 frames per second, you know? And once again, the Switch 1's memory bandwidth is bad. It's not good. It's already low. The Wii U's even lower. Those games would struggle, if not run at all. I disagree completely. So, yeah. No, I have not wasted my time. Sorry. I have not wasted my time streaming stuff on Portal. Guys, let me tell you something right now. since the Switch 2 is out, let me give you guys my pledge, or not my pledge, but my definitive word here. I'm done with streaming. I'm not streaming jack-ish. My life is valuable. I don't have time. I don't care if it's on PlayStation, so I'm gonna, no. I will play something else. I'm not streaming anything. I'm not streaming games. I'm not. I have a bazillion games to play. I have a bunch of Switch 2 games. I have a bunch of content to go through. I do not have time to be sitting here streaming on PlayStation. I'm not gonna do it. It's not that big of a deal. If it's not a native version, if it's not a native handheld, I'm not wasting my time on it. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not streaming nothing no more. I'm done. So if a game isn't native, built on it, I'm not streaming. I don't want to stream. I don't want to use my internet. It doesn't work as good as I want it to do. So no, I did not waste my time or subscribe to PS Premium to stream. That's stupid. I have games native that I can just play right here. Like there's nothing on PlayStation that I'm so gung-ho about that I've got to stream it, that I can't just say I'd rather just play something else. Look at the stuff that we just got. Look at this, man. I'm starting to build an actual library of games. You know, I've got Donkey Kong Bonanza that I've already beat. I've got Cyberpunk that I played just a little bit. I'm not into it, but it's a good version of the game. I've got Rune Factory, which I love and I beat on the Nintendo Switch 2. I put 70 plus hours into it. Great RPG, very fun. Not worth $70 though, but you can get it. You'll be able to get it for $30 on Black Friday or something like that. So I recommend it for that price. I've got Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment that I know I'm going to be playing very soon here. Actually, I've already started playing. I put about 2-3 hours into it already. And I've got Pokemon Legends ZA, which I'm finishing up. Hopefully I'll have that beat by the weekend or early next week. And then I can really go full, like, head on to here. So I've got games. I've got first-party games on first-party games. We got multiple first-party games that I'm playing. I got multiple games. I do not need to stream games. I'm done. If the game is released native, I'll pick it up. But if it's not a native version of a game, I'm good. I don't need to stream anything. Yeah, if there's a native PlayStation handheld, yeah, I'll pick that up, depending on the price. Like, so if they do a native PlayStation handheld, I'll pick that up. Like, if I can play my PS4 games portable or my PS5 games portable, like, yeah, that's something that I'm interested in, for sure. I'm interested in that, but I'm not interested in streaming the games. I have a PS Portal, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like turning on my system and then having to do that. I don't want to pay for a PS Premium. I don't want to do that. I'll play games on my PS5. I beat Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I beat Astrobot. I beat SMT5 Vengeance. I played a ton of Stellar Blade. So I'll play games on my PS5. I like PS5 Pro. I think it's a great system. You know, but I'm not streaming anything anymore. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm out. Area, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Combo breaks. Let's see here. All native, non-game keycards, nice. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here. I don't like game keycards, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't bought any or I'm not buying any, because I already pre-ordered the Resident Evil Generation Pack that has 3 game keycards in there. So, and I'm buying Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. Or Square Enix might give me a review code, but I'm buying that one as well. So, like, I'm gonna, depending on the game, I'm gonna buy a key card. So I'm not gonna, I mean, I don't like them, but I mean, there's gonna be some that I can't pass up that deal. Final Fantasy for $40, and it gives you everything too. That's pretty good. Hey, what's up, Super Christian Air Rider? Welcome to the stream. Even that won't work for me because the best of my PS backlog is on disc. That's another reason why I don't stream. Because, like, yeah, I'd have to grab the disc and put it into the PlayStation, and most of my games are physical as well. Like, I have digital games on PS, but only the games that I was like review copies of games. All of my games that I like to play, like that are like, you know, I'm like excited for, I have physical, so it's like I gotta get up and switch. Like I don't feel like doing all that. I'm not streaming anything. So yeah. Let's see. How's your time with Stellar Blade? I like Stellar Blade. I think it's really good. I got a good library of Hyrule Warriors, Silk Song, Mario Kart, Street Fighter, Donkey Kong. Yeah, I've got all those. I got Mario Kart bundle. I've got. I don't have Street Fighter, but I'll pick that up at some point. I need to pick up the Fast RMX game. I need to play more of that. So yeah. Let's see here. Waiting for Stellar Blade on Switch 2. I think it might come. I think Stellar Blade's coming, but we'll see. Didn't realize Yakuza keycard until after buying and opening. Would have rather digital at the but it says it right there on the box. It says game keycard on the box. So yeah. I'm definitely grabbing FF7 remake, FF7 Integrate, Resident Evil pack. Were both excellent deals. Yeah. Think they'll come out with the new Bayonetta? Yeah, probably. Let's see here. FF Pixel Perfect Collection Pixel Remaster. Oh my gosh, this Sonic music is lame. Best physical I've ever bought. Okay, yeah, Final Fantasy Pixel Pixel Remaster. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was pretty good as well. That was pretty good. So yeah. That one's pretty good. Alright, here's my music stuff. You bought it online? It says that it's a key card online too, though. It also says key card on the box online. Yo, what's up, Kryosabot? Shoutouts from work. I forgot my earbuds at home, so just saying hi while I'm on break. Hey, what's good, man? I would like a new 3D Mario. I'm pretty sure Nintendo's gonna make a new 3D Mario, Sarah. I don't think you're gonna have to wait too much longer for that. Well, it's probably gonna be announced next year or something. Shoutouts, fam. Appreciate you. Platinum Games is cooked? Nah, they're fine. They did a great job with Ninja Gaiden 4. And they got 10-cent money. And they got a big old bag from Tencent. They're fine. Assume every third-party game is a keycard. Some exceptions: Room Factory, Daemon X Machina, Hades 2, Sonic Racing, Mortal Kombat, Cyberpunk, Yooka-Laylee, etc. But other than that, it's best to go digital, in my opinion. Yeah. Here's the thing about going digital, and here's the thing with me. It's like digital is so much more convenient, but I don't know. I'm just old, so I like to have the physical cartridge. But I'll be honest, it is annoying. If you're someone who plays multiple games at a time, I would highly recommend going digital, because it is annoying switching cartridges. Like if you play multiple games at a time, it's really annoying. But if you just play one game at a time, it's not too bad if you just play one game at a time. Now, right now, I am kind of playing multiple games, but I'm trying to not do that. But yeah, I had to switch the cartridge today. But luckily for me, it's not as annoying switching cartridges, because I have this. I have the Satisfied Grip, and with the Satisfied Grip, you can easily store cartridges. You've got 2 cartridge slots, one here and one here. Ow, sorry. And I have, this is Hyrule Warriors. This is a Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. So I have it right here because I was playing it, but then I need to get back to Pokemon today. So then I was like, all right, let me just try. This is the first time that I've ever tried this. I've never actually tried this before, but so if you're physical, I highly recommend getting the Satisfied Grip and keeping the games that you're rotating like this. So it makes it really easy to switch between, so you don't have to constantly go to your shelf and switch back and forth with the cartridges, you know? So that's what I would recommend for those who do physical, but also, you know, switch games. Torn on Air Riders because it's easy load up. Yeah, those are the most difficult ones to pick, TJ. Picking between a multiplayer game that you just want to pick up and play physical or digital, those are the hardest. Like for me, I know this is like, listen, I buy both. I buy it digital and then later, if there's like a slight discount or if I can get it, I buy it physical later. That's what I do. But for like Super Smash Brothers or for like multiplayer games, I buy those digital because those ones are gonna be like touch and go, you know? So for me, I buy the digital now, and then later I'll look to get a deal on physical. But yeah, but for multiplayer games, I tend to lean more towards getting a digital version so I don't have to, because multiplayer is so spontaneous. It's random. You never know like when you're going to want to play it. And I play like, if I'm going to play multiplayer, it's going to be like, you know, if I stream it. So I don't want to have to get up and switch the cartridge all the time, you know? So for multiplayer, I go with digital usually. And you know, with multiplayer, you're usually not going to sell your multiplayer games. Most people don't sell like their Mario Karts or their Smash Brothers. So you don't necessarily need a physical. Physical, you might say, okay, I want to sell this in the future or whatever. And a lot of times multiplayer games, you want to keep those around. Like there's people that still, you know, they never sold their Double Dash. They want to keep around their old games and stuff like that. So a lot of the times you'll see, you know, if a game has good split screen multiplayer, people hang on to those so they can play the original versions and stuff. Probably grab Air Riders physically. You know, I say that I'm going to grab it digital, and then I know I'm just going to go to Best Buy and grab it physical. I know I am, because these games are like pricey, and like it's like a buy now before rare type of thing too, or it's like, man, like if I buy it physical, you know, later down the line, this could be worth a lot, you know, like if I ever want to sell my library one of these days, which is weird to think about it that way, but you never know, right? So it's like, I don't know, because I think a lot of people are just going to buy the games digital. I think by 2030, it's going to be like 60% plus digital on Switch 2, because it's just going to be much easier. Switch 2 like just invites you. It's like the Rick James meme of him going like this, like, come to me, you know what I'm saying? It's like the same thing. Like digital just grabs you. It's so convenient, it's so quick, it's so easy, you know. And Nintendo has more storage now than they did before, like with the Switch 1. So people are just going to want to buy digital, you know. So yeah. So nice. For me, the issue is switching micro SD express cards. I have 3D printed triple slot holder adhered to the back of my Switch 2. 3 different cards I switch between. First world problems. Yeah, first world problems. This is my grip, has 6 card slot, Power Wave one. That just looks ghetto, man. I can't be rolling around with the grip with like 6 different card slots. I'm sorry, man. That's just too ghetto of a grip for me. Like I would feel like, I don't know, it would look weird. I buy physical to save space on the system. That's true. Saving space on the system is good. Saving space on the system is really good. That's also good. And that's true. Like I picked up Hyrule Warriors. I'd also say you might want to buy physical or digital based off of the amount of size that it is. If it's a small game, then maybe digital's okay. Like Kirby Air Riders isn't that big of a game, but a game like Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, that's like 44 gigabytes or something. Okay, yeah, that one you might want to buy, you know, physical, you know, so, because that one you save the 44 gigabytes of space, you know, which is a pretty good chunk, you know. I mean, yeah, there's always going to be the concern over digital ownership or not, you know. So, you know. Let's see here. Where's the grip that can hold 100 cartridges? 100 cart. I don't know about any grip like that. That'd probably look insane if there was one. I don't think there is one though. Hey, what's up, Ryan Cardo? Welcome to the stream. A viable compromise is to buy physical when it's on cart, but for everything else, go digital. Yeah. But I think the issue for me too, Jackson, is that I'm also like, very like I said, I'm old, so I like if I buy like a game, like I still want to see the box, like I still want to see that, and there is something kind of somewhat therapeutic about the cartridges. I just like them, even if it's like a game key card. I don't like it as much, but I still like it, you know. Like I still like having like a cartridge. But yeah, I think that's a good compromise too. You know, just like, hey, look, if it's an actual real physical game, buy it. If it's not, if it's a game key card, then like just get it digital. That makes sense, you know. I'll give you a good balance. For me, it depends on the game. For example, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bought physical. So yeah, it depends on the game for me. Otherwise, I don't mind digital. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I get that. I was like that my whole life. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, right? Like, Switch 1, I bought a lot of digital. Like, because I streamed a lot of games, like, when I was in, like, PE Arena and all that. So, like, for me, I mean, Nintendo gave me review copies, but sometimes I'd even just buy the game digital. Like, Pokemon Legends Arceus, I just bought that digital. You know, like, there was a lot of games I just bought digital, you know? So yeah. So I'm pretty sure there'll be some point, like, I'll just probably just go digital with a lot of stuff, but also maybe I'll buy the games later physical just for collector's sake, or maybe not even at all, you know? Who knows? Digital would be okay if we didn't have authenticate when we play a game, but the collection aspect is physical is always better. Do we still have to authenticate? I thought if it's already tied to your account, you're okay. I thought you could play completely offline. You got to authenticate digital games if you buy them yourself on the system that you buy it on? I didn't know that. Let's see, physicals often cheaper in Australia too. Hyrule Warriors Switch 2 currently 85 AUD at Target, but 110 on the eShop. Ooh, that's good that it's cheaper physical. That's true. I like to have the option. D brand grip has 10 slots, but you need a bag to carry the lid and tray while playing. You do not need to authenticate. That's what I thought. I didn't think that you need to. I think that if you're on like a second system, I remember having to do that at times, but I don't recall having to authenticate on like your main system. Yes, once every few days or weeks. Yeah, I don't remember doing that. But then again, I guess it does it in the background if you just connect online, right? But yeah, I remember doing it like when I went to Nigeria. I remember doing it that I had to authenticate, but it was on like my secondary Switch. All digital storefronts do it? Okay. Stuff authenticate, that's why people couldn't play their PS5 games during the outage. I guess it depends on the game. Okay, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Maybe that's the case. So you doing an overnight stream for Air Riders demo? When does the demo, hold up, let me see if I can download the demo right now. Let me get that downloaded. When does the demo start up again, guys? I gotta be careful. I don't want to scratch my screen. Had an issue where I scratched my Switch 2 screen, so I don't want to scratch it. Even though the dock actually makes sure that you don't. They have like a protective coating on the inside of the dock, but if you're not careful, you can scratch it. GTA delayed for Switch 2. I don't think GTA was delayed for Switch 2, but we'll see. No, only for NSO, needs to authenticate once a week, and for secondary systems, that person is wrong. Okay. Oh no, only NSO. Yeah, I don't recall authenticating for my digital games on my main system. I recall doing it on secondary systems, but I don't recall doing it on like my main system. But 12 a.m. PT. Oh my goodness, 12 a.m. PT. Gosh, that's gonna be midnight my time. Why are they doing that at 12 a.m.? I guess, yeah, I guess I'll have to come back and stream or something. I didn't tell my wife about this. I don't think she'll be happy about that. I don't think she'll be happy about me streaming at 12. I don't think she'll be happy. If I'm streaming at 12 a.m., I think she'll be upset because it's like I'm making noise or I'm streaming at 12. So I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if that's a good idea if we're gonna be streaming that early. I guess I might have to talk to her about that, or maybe I'll just record some footage. I'll wake up and record some footage, and then we'll get a video on it. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. So I'll probably just like record. There's another time tomorrow, like at 2 p.m. PT. 11, 12. I mean, I've got some stuff that I'm doing during the day. So I might be able to get to that one before I have the Spawncast and like Spawncast pre-show. So we might be able to get to that. So the cool thing about the Switch 2 though is that if you put it into sleep mode, like I'm about to put it into sleep mode, it still downloads the thing, you know, it still downloads the game or whatever you're trying to download. So, you know, we didn't, you know, that's a pretty cool thing. It's a pretty cool thing. You can play the lessons right now offline in Kirby Air Riders. Okay, so we can get used to the controls and all that. Okay, that'd be cool. There's too many games. Now I'm juggling 3 different games. Kirby Air Riders, Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, and Pokemon Legends ZA. That's just too much. I really got to finish Pokemon Legends, and I really need to get on Hyrule Warriors. But the good thing with Kirby is that it's a multiplayer game that you can play over the course of time. Because, you know, I don't have to beat everything that day. But Metroid Prime 4, I have to have everything done by Metroid Prime 4. So I need to have Hyrule Warriors done, which is going to be difficult because I'm a completionist. And, you know, it took me 70 hours plus to beat Age of Calamity. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to put 70 hours into the game from now until December 4th. I mean, there's a chance I could, but that'll be tough. Because I only put about, between Hyrule Warriors and Pokemon Legends, I put about 40, I think I put about 48 hours or something like that, almost 50 hours. So that's about how much time I get to game, you know? Like, about 50 hours a month would be like my max, my tops almost, you know? So, let's see here. Do these cartridge slots allow you to play multiple physical games, or they just store them, you know, on the grip? Yeah, they don't all, they're not connected, like, hooked in, jacked into your system to where they can play, no. You still need to take the cartridge out and take out the, you know, insert it into the actual cartridge slot. Yeah, the system would cost way more if it actually made it to where you can play it from there. I mean, it would have to circumvent Nintendo's, like, it's not feasible to do that because it'd have to circumvent the cartridge slot and have to jack into it somehow, like into the innards of it. So yeah, it just lets you store the cartridge. OJ, don't you think you can whisper, dude? ASMR style? I mean, I could, but yeah, I don't know. Virtual game cards, no authentication necessary, but other system storefronts need to authenticate every once in a while. ZA taking kind of long for me. I'm skipping most of the side content. I'm not skipping most of the side content. I'm doing the side content. The side content's fun. There's some lame stuff, but it's fun, and they give you really good rewards for doing the side content. So I don't suggest skipping it, but I mean, if you skip the side content, it shouldn't take too long to beat the game. Like, it should take 25 hours, 20 hours. It shouldn't be more than 25 hours if you don't do side content. And if you do side content, it'll take you longer. But that's why it's taking me so long, because I'm almost like done all the missions. Like, I'm pretty much done with all the side content too. So that's why it's taking me long, because I'm doing a lot of the side content. And then I also just done like some grinding. So I mean, if I didn't do all that, it'd be much shorter. Let's see here. But have you beat Assassin's Creed yet? Nick93, I know you were excited for Assassin's Creed yet. Not Assassin's Creed, sorry. Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei. Have you beat a Ghost of Yotei yet? I know you're excited for that one. Let's see. If you whisper, you might be able to get away with streaming late. Alright, guys. I'll talk to her. We'll see about our stream today. We're 14 combos away from the 3 hour. So we're close. So we'll see what we can do. So yeah. We will see. We will see what's going on here. Backlog. Is Chronos a good game? See that there's a sale? Yeah, it's a pretty good game. I mean, it was a bit crusty on Switch. They released an update. It's 30 FPS. I think that game should be 60, but that's okay. It's a decent port. If you like horror, like Dead Space type game, it's like a AA Dead Space. I beat Ghost. I'm close to platinum actually. Playing Z and Outer Worlds. Okay, you already beat Ghost. Okay, yeah. No problem then. If you already beat Ghost, then like you're good. Close to platinum. That's good too. So yeah. Backlog is the enemy of all adult gamers. Backlog is like the enemy of like, seriously, like once you're like not, once you have like a job and other things to do, the backlog will always get you, man. It will always. I'm trying to be good on the Switch 2 and not have a backlog. And this is my first true test between, you know, Hyrule Warriors, Pokemon Legends ZA, and Kirby and Metroid Prime 4. This is my first true test. So I've done pretty good. I beat, you know, I did a lot of Mario Kart World, played a lot of that. Obviously, Rune Factory, I beat that. That was great. You know, I beat Donkey Kong Bonanza. That was great. I beat Clair Obscur. That was great. You know, so I've been trying to be good this year with the games that I truly invest a lot of time into. I just got to get Pokemon Legends ZA. Got to get that done. Then I got to get to Hyrule Warriors. So I got to be diligent. Let's see if I can beat Hyrule Warriors in November and get to Kirby and get to Metroid Prime 4 unscathed, you know? So let's see. So we will see. You cooked. We'll see. I think I'll be okay. I'm close to done with Pokemon Legends ZA. So all I gotta do is like I don't want to say where I'm at because I'll spoil spoilers, but I'm pretty much near the end, so that's good. So I think I got about maybe like 4 or 5 hours left with that game. So I'll get that done, and then I'll have Hyrule Warriors. I can go straight into Hyrule Warriors and get that done. But yeah, that one's gonna be a challenge. That one's gonna be a very big challenge for me because yeah, it's gonna take a while to do a lot of that stuff in that game. Those games are always packed full of like a bazillion quests. Expedition 33 for Switch 2. I think it's definitely possible that Expedition 33 comes out on Switch 2. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm pretty poor at tackling my backlog since I'm gonna play Uma Musume too. Nice. OJ, you need to buy the ball pit on Switch 2 because clearly you're bored and need another game lineup. It's fire though, my indie game of the year. Oh man, I've heard good stuff about that game. But yeah, like, oh gosh, I don't want to buy any other games right now. Like, I don't want to buy anything else. I still playing Echoes of Wisdom on my Switch 2. Never played it on the OG Switch, so it's new to me. I'm playing multiple different games. That's why I don't get bored of game fatigue. Yeah, I can understand that, but just sometimes you never beat a game doing that. But yes, Echoes of Wisdom is fantastic on Switch 2. Yeah, I'm not going to finish AC Shadows anytime soon. I got to beat Metaphor. Those games... Hey, Nick, welcome to the backlog, brother. You are not... Dude, Metaphor in your backlog, that feels like... That's like a clingy ex-girlfriend that's never gonna let you go, bro. You're never gonna just get rid of that. Like, it is... Bro, it is not happening, man. Like, you put Metaphor and you put Assassin's Creed in your backlog, it's over for you, man. You're done. Because both of those games are like Metaphor is like minimum. Metaphor is like 70 hours. Like Metaphor is freaking long, dude. And then Assassin's Creed, Metaphor, Refantazio. How long? Metaphor is so long. How long to beat? Metaphor 65 to 145 hours. So if you're just going straight through the game, yeah, 60 to 70 hours going straight through the game. And if you're playing on easy and if you're good, 140 hours if you're more of a completionist. I put 160 hours, so I went 15 hours over what they even said on here. So yeah, putting a Metaphor, I knew that Metaphor, but to me Metaphor was so good, and it came out at a time I didn't want to play anything else. Nintendo was already cooked for the year. That year they were getting ready for Switch 2, so I was good there. There wasn't really anything. I don't play Call of Duty. I don't play multiplayer games. I cut those out. Like I don't play like a lot of like shooters, like the stuff like that. So I was able to just focus and hone in and just play the heck out of Metaphor, you know, whenever I got time. Yeah, you're cooked. I don't think you're ever gonna beat Metaphor. I don't think you're ever gonna beat Metaphor Refantazio. I don't think you're ever. It's gonna take a gargantuan effort for you to go back and play that. So So yeah, I think you might be cooked on that one, man. You might be cooked. Just might be. Okay. Wait, DeAndre, are you still here? I gotta show you. Let me see if DeAndre's still here. Okay, yeah, DeAndre's still here. Check out this fan art from DeAndre. He's got a couple different. Some good fan art, man. This is some good stuff. So, it's nice. Pokemon Legends ZA fan art. This is a really good drawing. That's from DeAndre. Sorry about DeAndre, you did that a while ago. I'm totally sorry. I took a while before I showed it. I kind of forgot. You didn't remind me. So yeah, man, this is awesome. Good stuff, dude. I was lurking while playing Mario Galaxy. It's all good, man. Go ahead, keep lurking. I just wanted to show people your fan art. This is really good, dude. Seriously. This is like, you can draw, man. I cannot draw this good. I used to want to be able to draw, though. I used to draw back in the day. There was a time where I was actually pretty good at drawing. Like when I was in like 5th, 6th, 7th grade. I used to draw Pokemon all the time and all that. So yeah. Good stuff, dude. Good stuff. Cutting through. Nah, you gonna give it priority? Hey, good luck, man. Good luck. Good luck. And have fun. Good luck and have fun. You know? I got a few games I have to get through. Nice. Got a few games there. Let's go. We're just chilling, yeah. I'm on the drawing journey. Same with coding. I want to be game dev on the side. Nice. That's cool, dude. Keep trying. Keep going for it on that one. Keep going for it on that one. Let's see. Your drawing stream with OJ. I cannot draw good enough to have a drawing stream. I cannot draw good enough, man. I am terrible at drawing. So yeah. Terrible at drawing. So I cannot draw. So nothing's gonna. I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Yo, shoutouts to Nick93 with the dono. Yo, first dono in a bit though. Big love, Nick93. Says thoughts on the game this weekend. Thoughts on like the Niners game? They're beat up. No Brock Purdy once again. No Purcell. I was hoping maybe Purcell came back. No Purcell. No Brock Purdy. Obviously no Bosa. No Warner. No everyone. You know, everyone's hurt. No Michael Williams. No everyone. But Bryce Huff is back, so Bryce Huff gonna be coming off that edge, so that's definitely good. But gosh, linebackers are beat up. D. Winters is beat up. Bethune is beat up. I think it's gonna be bad, bro. I see the Rams winning. I see the Rams winning by double digits. I see the Rams winning by at least 10 points minimum. I see them winning. Like I said, 30. I'm gonna say 31-17. 31-17 Rams win. So yeah. I don't see the Niners beating them. I mean, I'd be shocked if they did. I mean, I'm hoping that they win, but I'd be shocked if the Niners won. I'd be shocked. 88 on the comment board. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate that. Nick93. Let's go. Thank you for the dono, man. I appreciate that. We got a dono train coming through after a little bit of a lull. We're coming through here. Let's go. Big love to RX Gaming with the $5 dono. Let's go. It says, what's good, OJ? I watched the video, and it's crazy when he said the reason why he doesn't debate, it's because these YouTubers don't understand the numbers. Yeah, that's why I say it's Copium. Once again, people can clip this, send it to Nintendo. I mean, I sent Nintendo an email. I sent them an email recently. I said, dude, I'd be respectful. Let's debate. He never emailed me back. I know he got it too. But I sent them an email. I sent them one in the morning. I sent them one like really early in the morning. And I said, hey, you know, and I linked this video. And I said, hey, Nintendo, you know, in your video about Switch 2 sales, shipped versus sold, around the 8:30 mark, it seems you are worried about YouTubers not putting out any discussion or debate footage if you were to have one. I would love to debate you live so no footage could be altered or not put out in a respectful discussion about sales shipped versus sold, Japanese sales, and any other topics you want to discuss. And once again, it would be respectful. I will not talk over you, and we can discuss all of this so fans on both sides can get a better understanding. I'm even willing to compensate you for your time if it's limited. We can discuss the details if you're interested. So I think I'm the only content creator that's actually offered him money. You know, I've offered him money to come on and talk to me about this. And, you know, like I said, I sent that email off. I think it was, oh, never mind. Was it last night? Yeah, I think I sent it off last night. Yeah, last night, like around 10. He said all day. And I know it was his email because I got his email off of his about page. He doesn't have a Twitter or anything, so he doesn't have that. But he has a about page, unless it's old or something. But it went through. It didn't reject it. So, and I also sent him a message on his video, the ship versus sold. I sent him a message on there, and I explained to him like, no, like companies wouldn't be putting in orders for shipments or for Switch 2s if they weren't selling. You know, that just doesn't make any sense. Otherwise, they're just going to be sitting on stock, and you're not going to make any money if nobody's buying it, you know? Nintendo can't strong arm people to do that. So I also offered again, like, hey, look, you know, we can debate. He never responded to me in that video. I mean, but to be fair, there's like 2,000 comments on that video, so he's not going to go through every one of them. And it was like multiple hours after. But yeah, I did send him an email. Let's see if he responds. Like I said, I don't mind it if you guys can send it to him. You can let him know I'm here respectfully to debate, discuss shipped versus sold, the units, and what's going on. Just so, like I said, for fans on both sides, let's get down to the bottom of it. Let's actually have a real discussion, you know? I mean, I'm right, but I mean, you know, if he wants to try to convince me that I'm wrong, I'd be more than happy to listen. I want to learn knowledge too, man. If he has knowledge that I don't know, because like, in his video, he didn't say anything that I don't know, but he manipulated things a bit. But I'm more than down to, you know, to understand and try to understand. So yeah. Big love. Thank you so much. RX Gaming. Thank you for the $5 donor. We're only 7 combos away from that super overclock. Let's go. Breaking that flame clock. Refresh your page to see my John on my profile picture. Refresh your page to see my John on my profile picture. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm not checking Twitter DMs during the stream today. I just wanted to show that but I'll do it for you real quick. Give me a second. I already clicked off of Twitter. I got to re-log back in and all that. Give me 1 second. Super Christian, you want, and I'll do that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't see any. I don't see anything. I call you Super Christian Me World. What's your name on there? Okay, there we go. It's just Christian. Yeah, I don't see anything yet. I don't see any. Oh, not Twitter. Oh, your YouTube. Okay, yeah, I see your updated profile picture. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I see your updated profile picture. Let's go. Good stuff, man. I thought you meant Twitter. I was like, okay, I'm not on there anymore. Good stuff, though. It looks good, man. It looks good. Is it like a Pokemon trainer? Let's see. Professional email. I don't think he's gonna respond though. I don't think he's going to respond to me. Like I said, most of like the grift channels that I've had disagreements with, most of them don't want to debate. It's too financially irresponsible, because if I go and make them look bad, people will take them as a joke, because some people see me as a joke already. They just see me as a crazy, illogical fanboy, which obviously I'm not. come to my streams, you talk to me. Clearly, I'm not. I have all the systems. Like, it's stupid, right? They just don't like the fact that I like Nintendo games, you know? Like, that's what pisses them off. How dare you like Nintendo? How dare you do that? They're the worst. They're evil. They're not better than Gabe Newell, you know? Like, they're not better than Valve. So they can't stand that. Anybody that just likes Nintendo a lot. But whatever, that doesn't bother me. But I think that's the reason why, like, a lot of these guys, like, you know, Weird Banana Guy and a lot of these guys don't want to debate, you know? Like I said, they'll rather DM and beg Xbox for systems. They don't respond to my DM. I DM to try to say, hey, let's get a conversation going. They're in Xbox DMs begging for $1,000 systems. They're in Xbox DMs begging for systems, man. They don't want to debate and discuss the lies and the nonsense that they put out. They rather beg Microsoft for systems. Yeah, I think that's why a lot of these guys don't want to actually have a discussion or debate, because they know that they'd get smoked. You know, they know that it'd be bad. It'd be pretty bad. They all saw my debate that I had before, you know, that me and Prime had. They saw that. I know they watched it. And bro, we cooked. We cooked with the hottest degree temperature. Now, all they can do is make little pot shots in their videos and make little jokes in their videos, but they don't want the smoke up front. They don't want it, like, you know, where you can't sit there and edit things down, where you can't just sit there and the other person doesn't have a chance to respond or talk back. They don't want that, because they know I'm good at talking. Like, they respect that. They respect that. But I mean, I do it for the entertainment. I do it to inform you guys. I do it for the entertainment. I don't take it personal. I don't take it like that, you know? So, you know, I think a lot of these guys take this, like, very, very personally. They take it very seriously. Because, you know, like I said, they're like, a lot of them, like, no fun league, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them are really uptight. They got to stick up their butt 24/7, you know? I do not live my life that way at all. Maybe sometimes it seems that way, but I really don't. I mean, if my wife, one of these days I'll have a stream with my wife, and if she would tell you, if I tell you, like, babe, yo, like, how silly am I? People would know, dude. My wife is like, all I do is joke around. I don't take a ton of stuff. I take, like, my work seriously, like editing and streaming and making sure that I'm on time, or at least maybe on time. Make sure that I stream every single day and that I edit and I get my videos up. I'm diligent and I'm working hard on that. But, like, I don't, like, take it, like, super crazy, you know? But a lot of these guys do. They don't want to be made to look bad. You know, they don't want to get cooked by somebody that is just as a crazy fanboy. Like, that's their impression. That's what they tell their fans. That's what they tell their users, is that he's crazy. He's this, he's that. So then if I get into a debate and I don't sound crazy and I sound very logical, like I did in my last debate, it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. You just cooked him in front of your own audience. Like, and that's what I did. I mean, I cooked in front of the own audience, where not my last debate, but the debate before me and Prime did, bro, this dude's own users were like, yo, you got cooked, bro. Like, you got straight up cooked. The only people that were saying that you know, that I wasn't, were the people that were very angry and very upset at me and don't like me. But they weren't saying anything that I said that was wrong. They weren't bringing up stuff that I said that was false or wrong or not right. Everything that I said was pretty spot on. The stuff that I felt was whack, like Mario Kart being 80, I said, yeah, like, we all agree. The stuff that I felt was not good, the stuff that I felt was correct, I literally provided evidence and provided proof, and everything that I said in that debate with me and Prime is true. The Japanese sales is true. The Western sales are true. Everything that I said in there came to fruition and was true, right? What did I say in there where I was wrong on, or that I was off base on? I was right about almost everything, if not everything in there. So I think that scared them. That right there scared them away. And that's why they don't debate Prime either. Like, Prime's better than me at debates, because, like, he don't be getting as riled up sometimes, you know? Like, I get riled up, but I only get riled up like entertainment, because, like, it's my personality. Prime's much more calm, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you push his buttons like a lot, you know? But Prime's way more calm. So it's like, they don't want to debate Prime either. They'll just call him names. They'll call him names all day on Twitter and stuff. It's like, well, why don't you debate him? If you think that he's really that stupid, like, oh, I don't want to debate him. I don't want to get caught in gotchas. Oh, you mean you don't want to get caught in lies because you lying. Because you lying and scamming. That's why. Because you a liar. I don't like when people say that. I don't want to get caught in gotchas. What do you mean? People try to gotcha me all the time. It don't work. You know why? Because I don't be lying. People that get worried about getting caught in gotchas are people that are liars. They're liars. They don't want to have to answer the stuff that they've said where they were wrong or that they lied. You can catch me on anything. If I'm wrong on something, I'll be like, yeah, man, I was wrong on that one. I'll concede that I was wrong. I have shame. I have, you know what I'm saying? I have dignity. A lot of these guys have no shame or dignity. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them have no shame or dignity when it comes down to it. So they don't want to get caught looking bad, you know? They don't want to get caught. That's why they don't want to debate, you know? RX, because they're going to look bad. They'd rather just pull the facade that everybody that disagrees with them is a fanboy. Everybody that disagrees with them is crazy. Everybody that disagrees with them is illogical. That's the narrative that they want to push because it makes them look better. But in actuality, these guys are schizos, dude. Like, a lot of these dudes are complete psychos. You know, complete psychos, complete grifting schizos, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. Now, after the crazy Will guy, I won't want you to debate Banana Guy. Well, he won't debate me anyway because once again, he's too scared. So I already tried. He said no, or he put memes and gifs and stuff, and he never responded back to my DM. Maybe if I disguise myself as Microsoft and say that I'll give away systems, maybe he will. Maybe if I try to get a bunch of say, yo, I'm giving away Xbox ROG allies. Maybe I can get a debate that way. Maybe I'll get a response. But nah, they don't want to debate, man. They don't want to debate. Let's see here. The saddest part is that the fact these people get massive fan base in the first place. I can understand that, man. It's like there's an entertainment factor to it, so I'm not gonna hate the grind. You know, the grind is the grind. They're still putting out content. So as like someone that's in the game, like they are in the game, like I respect that. You know, like actually doing the work, you still got to edit, you still got to stream. So I'm not going to say colleague, maybe that's going a little bit too far, but as somebody who's also a content creator, like I can respect the grind on that. But I mean, like, I also feel that if you're willing to talk the talk, you should walk the walk, you know, like you shouldn't run away. Like if you're willing to sit there and call people out and call names and do all this stuff, you shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't be a scaredy cat. You should be actually wanting or be willing to speak with somebody else that feels differently than you, especially like if you're going to call them out multiple times and make fun of them. Okay. You should be willing to have a conversation. Like I don't bite, you know, like I'm not going to shoot you or something like that. Right. It's over the internet. So I think that if you're doing that, you should at least be willing to talk with someone, you know, and you shouldn't be scared. Shout outs to Colin Moriarty, you know, because like Colin Moriarty, he's not scared to go against anybody. And he's the biggest PlayStation content creator in the world, actually, the biggest Patreon in the world. And he's fearless. He went against Smash JT. He'll debate anybody. He'll go against pretty much anybody if it, you know. So like, even if I disagree with him, because I disagree with him on some things, I respect the hell out of him. Like I respect him, even though I've had multiple disagreements with him over the years, you know, but I respect him. And I don't call him a crazy fanboy or anything like that. I don't call him that because that's the mutual respect that you give to someone when they're out there and they don't run scared like these other guys, you know? So yeah. Shout outs to Nick93 with the $2 dono. And he says Dodgers with the clutch World Series win game 7 extra innings, best rating in 30 years too. Dodgers saving baseball, especially with Ohtani and Yamamoto. I expect Rams to win, but struggle against the Niners all the time. Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's going to be a struggle this time, but yeah. Yeah, they're definitely getting a bigger fan base watching because you have the Japanese fan base that are tuning in for those. So, with, you know, big Japanese players and stuff like that. So, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shout outs. And also, Kevin, thank you for the $1 dono. I appreciate that as well, man. Thank you for the $1 dono. Let's go. Shout outs. Thank you so much. Let's see. My profile picture is actually a character of mine, one of my novels, but it's low-key self-portrait. Okay, nice. Yeah, let's go. It's a good portrait, dude. 96 on the board. Combo breaks. We are close. 4 combos away. Let's go. Shout outs, guys. Yeah, I mean, he had the Vita, was going to kill the 3DS stuff. I mean, like I said, I still respect, like I said, I respect Colin. I don't think he considers me a colleague, but I would consider him one. I know he's worked with John from Spawnwave and, you know, Mystic Ryan on like the Click R3 podcast, like where they had like a little crossover. That was fun. Yeah, and I'd love to have him on. Like, I think if I reached out to him, I think he'd speak with me, but I've never reached out to him, you know, but maybe I'll reach out to him if he wants to talk for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you know. I think, like I said, I don't agree with everything, but I respect him more than I respect grifters. Even if I disagree with something that Colin says, at least, like I said, he's mad enough to debate his case and say, hey, look, I'll talk to anyone on this. Like I said, I already had respect for him. But I'll give him 10 times more respect for going on Smash JT's channel and debating him in that environment. Like, that it takes that was awesome. Because like I said, you know how it is, like with those like, you know, those like grifting type, you know, Smash GT, like I worked with them before, but you know how it is on those like grifter type, you know, woke, anti-woke like channels. Like those guys are, a lot of those fans and people, those guys are schizos, bro. They're all so crazy. Like that stuff, that world is crazy, man. Everything's like a conspiracy. Everything's like they're lying. Everything's like false. Everything is like X-Files, you know, like over there. Like, so like the fact that Colin was actually able to go over there and hold his own, and not only hold his own, but do pretty well overall, you know, is I respect that out of both of them. They were both willing. Once again, Smash also taking on him. Colin is a very big name in the gaming industry as well. So getting that level of, hey, I got him on here too. So to me, I respect that. That's what I respect. You don't, and they don't like each other. They clearly don't like each other. They clearly disagreed with each other. They clearly still have problems with each other, you know. And even before they were having problems, but they were able to come together and like let's solve this man to let's solve this man to man. Enough with all the pot shots, and here's let's do it, and we can let the audience decide who's right and who's wrong. That's what I love, man. I love that. That to me is dope. That shows you a true man, like a real man or a real adult, a real woman, man, whatever, you know, whatever you are, a real adult. So for me personally, when I see people try to lie and try to run away from debates and try to run away from discussions when you're having strong opinions and people are challenging you and you have to lie and say that, oh, you're worried that people won't put out debates, like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just lame. It's corny. If you're going to be strong about something, you should be able to debate someone when they reach out. But like I said, I offered compensation this time to Nintending, so hopefully he takes me up on that and we can figure out a compensation, you know, package for his time, maybe about 1 hour. And we can figure out a compensation package for his time. And we can get him on here and we can discuss the sales numbers, and we can discuss shipped versus sold, and we can discuss Japanese sales and buyer's remorse and honeymoon periods, and we can discuss all that stuff. We can discuss all that. I think it'd be a fun discussion. So yeah. Yeah, we already discussed it, DJ Knight. We discussed it like hours ago. OJ, what's the story between you and Banana Guy? I remember that one day you said you used to work on a video with him or something like that. Well, yeah, it was a long time ago. Me and him, we were on a podcast together. It was, I think it was Kofi. Kofi used to run it. They used to have a podcast with Kofi. There's another girl named Erica. I think like they're married or they're together or something like that. There was I think J-Main. It was just like a kind of like a podcast, and like he discontinued it. But I think it was like 2018 or 2019. I know it was like more than like, it was like a half decade ago or so. I think it was before COVID. And we were on a podcast together, me and him, and there was no issue. I mean, I'm the same way that I am back then, the same way that I am now. Like there's nothing that's changed overall when it comes down to it. And he didn't have anything negative to say to me. He wasn't disrespectful or nothing. I mean, but I guess obviously with the Switch 2, a lot of things have changed since then. So I'm not gonna sit there and say that, you know, back then there probably wasn't anything to say. But, you know, not at this point with the Switch 2, like with the whole Steam Deck video, you know, I think now there's like, oh, there's something to say now. And I think that if I would have made that, well, there was no Steam Deck back then, but if I would have made that video, maybe he would have said something. But back then he was cool. He had no problem with me. I had no problem with him. There was no issue. But like I said, that was a long time ago. So I think the issue came about like with the whole Steam Deck thing. The whole issue started like with the Steam Deck thing. And, you know, he reacted to my Steam Deck video. And he made a bunch of stupid statements, you know, in that video, saying that I never wanted one in the first place, that the reason why, you know, we're making fun of you is because you never wanted one, you just bought it, and you lied about how you even wanted it, which was freaking nuts. That's insane. I never lied about, I wanted one. I wanted one when it first dropped, like when the Steam Deck regular dropped, like the LCD, I wanted one. Valve's site crashed and I couldn't buy it. And I couldn't get one for a while, so I just said screw it. Like, I don't like PC gaming that much. I wanted one, but I didn't, like, it wasn't that big of a deal, so I just waited. And then later, I bought a ROG Ally. In 2023, I bought a ROG Ally, and I tried to, because I researched online, like, what's the best PC handheld to buy? And ROG Ally was, like, right up there. And people were saying Steam Deck, ROG Ally is more expensive. I know RGT said ROG Ally is good. So I was like, okay, let me go with the ROG Ally. Like, I do want a powerful handheld, handheld gaming system to play my games. Let me try to play PC games this way. And so I wanted one. I had my Steam. I was playing some games here and there, you know, and I just wanted an easier way to play the PC games handheld because I like playing games handheld. I even bought a Portal. This is how you know that I'm not lying that I wanted one. I like playing games portable. I bought a freaking PS Portal. That's how you know that I want to have an option to play portable. So it's not like I never wanted one in the first place and all that. That is a complete lie. That is a complete I never said anything that I never wanted one in the first place. That is a complete lie. He just fabricated that because he thinks that just because I like Nintendo that I can't like anything else or I can't want anything else because he's a freaking idiot. So he just made that up even though I wanted one at launch, and I just waited. I researched. I saw ROG Ally was people were saying get ROG Ally. So I got ROG Ally. ROG Ally was terrible. It's trash. It's garbage. I hated it. I literally hated the ROG Ally. I picked it up. It's transferring PC files. The interface was trash. I don't like the Armory crate thing or whatever they use. I was like, dude, this thing sucks. I don't like opening up Steam and trying to get to I'm like, dude, this is terrible. This is a terrible handheld experience. I returned that thing the same day I got it. I packed it up. I took it straight back to Best Buy. Straight back to Best Buy. So then after I did that, I was like, you know what? Let me just get a Steam Deck. Everyone says Steam Deck is easy. It's faster. It's all that. Thank you for the $4 dono, Generals and more. I appreciate that. I'll get that added up on there for the 100 combo breaker. So I went out and I didn't just buy a Steam Deck. Okay, if I didn't want it all, why would I spend top dollar? I went and I spent $550 on a Steam Deck OLED. That is not something that you just buy that you don't care about. Bro, if you're going to spend $500, if you spend $500, it's something that you're looking forward to. And I was looking forward to it because Persona 3 Reload, I wanted to play Persona 3 Reload RPG portable. So, because Atlas gave me a review copy for Persona 3 Reload. They gave me a review copy for that. So I was like, okay, well, I can play it on they gave me a PC review copy. They didn't give me a PS5 one, they gave me a PC one. So I was like, okay, I can get a Steam Deck, I can play it like that. And I did. I put, I think like 15, 16 hours plus into the Steam Deck OLED on Persona. But once again, I had issues like with it transferring, like the save file, when it comes to the save file and the profile settings. On my PC, I have a 3080 on my PC. So whenever I transferred it, like the save file from my PC to my Steam Deck, when I tried to play it on there, it would revert. It didn't put it at the Steam Deck settings, like the lower settings to make it run good. It put it at my PC settings. And I think it even did that vice versa with I don't remember 100%, but I know that I always had to go in there and change it. Now, that's maybe on me for not knowing PC gaming, or if there's some type of, thing that you have to do or tweaking settings. But on the Switch 1, you don't have to tweak settings going from like TV to portable mode. It does it automatically. I don't have to tweak any settings. I don't have to do anything. When I'm playing on the TV and it gets more power, higher resolution, it's easy and it's simple. I shouldn't have to tweak settings or know something, right? Or whatever. So I got tired of that. And I got tired of a bunch of other things because it's a PC handle. I got tired of all the updates. And I didn't know this, but it was weird. I did not notice that. I didn't mention it in my video, but anytime that I tried to because I had a long queue of games in my Steam library that I wanted to potentially play on my Steam Deck. Like I played Hades 2 on there and stuff like that, the beta or whatever. And the funniest thing is that I would queue up all these games to download, and then I would put my system in sleep mode thinking, okay, well, it'll download them. And then when I turned on my Steam Deck afterwards, the games weren't downloaded. And I wondered for the longest reason why that was not happening. I thought it was something with my internet, or maybe I have to download an update, or I have to tinker. So I would go into the settings and whatever, right? But it was ultimately, they never even had that feature on there. It was, and I should have Google searched it, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I would just leave it on. But yeah, at this point now, the Steam Deck just got a update to where you can put it in a low power mode when you have downloads, like a sleep mode almost. So I was like, oh, that's what happened. That's what happened to it. But anyway, I had issues with that, and really for me, it was like when I saw the Switch 2 and I saw that there was games like Cyberpunk that was running good on there, or good enough. When I saw that there's going to be games like Hitman or games like Street Fighter 6 running on there, and there was other big, titles that were coming, Borderlands was coming, and that it was running stuff in good frame rates, I was like, okay, cool. I don't think I need a Steam Deck anymore, because that's what I bought it for. I bought it to, just in case if the Switch 2 wasn't going to get stuff like Persona, wasn't going to get certain things, because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure until Nintendo really showed us what this system was about, because there was all sorts of levels on how the power was going to be. You had Digital Foundry telling us that there was no that it's going to be weaker than the Steam Deck. You know, Digital Foundry said that, so I'm like, okay, well, maybe Digital Foundry's saying it's going to be weaker than the Steam Deck. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I need to keep Steam Deck around, you know? But once I saw the Switch 2 and I saw what it can do, I saw the power of it, the DLSS and all that, I was like, oh, okay, I don't really need this anymore. It's gonna get certain third-party games. I'll play those, and it's gonna get a lot of good first-party games. So I'm good with that. So I'll just sell it. I don't need it. I don't need it at all. So I'll just sell it. So I just sold my Steam Deck, and I listed it, and I never put out any videos about negative Steam Deck stuff. Now I talked about it on my live streams, but I never grifted. Like, Steam Deck is terrible, Steam Deck sucks, Steam Deck is trash. I never did that. There's not a single video of me, regular edited video and all that, of me saying, like, Steam Deck's like the worst thing ever. And I didn't grift on it multiple times. Like I said, I might have said something like like maybe like in a video, one of my videos, but I never made clickbait titles like with big text saying, trash, worst system ever. I never did that with Steam Deck. I never did that. I just said, hey, look, I don't want it anymore. I'm selling it. Here are the reasons why I'm selling it. I'm getting it for a Switch 2. Here's what I don't like about it. Here's my review of the system. Here's that. And then I got peppered and bombarded with, you didn't play it enough. You don't know what you're talking about. You just bought it for no, like, all this stupid nonsense from people that have no idea, bro. Like, I literally explained it in my video. So yeah. And they said that I was lying about Power World. I was not lying about Power World. Power World did not play on my Steam Deck. And once again, there are other people that had the same issue around the time that Steam Deck or that Power World came out. They had the same issue booting up Power World on their Steam Deck. Sure, that maybe they had some updates not at this point that it works, or for some people Steam Decks they have other tweaked settings and it worked for them, but for me it never worked. And remember, I was heavy into Power World on PC. Why would I not want to play it portable? Of course I'd want to play Power World portable. I was playing it like crazy on my PC, so of course I'd want to play it portable. I didn't have anything against it. So yeah, a lot of nonsense from that side. That's a long story, you know. I would say long story short, but that wasn't a short story. But that's the whole thing that happened. That started everything. It was just weird. They were angry over my video. Switch 2 hate was at an all-time high. So they were like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you say this? Switch 2 is it's the terrible, it's the worst, it's the devil. So I think that's where all that came from, you know. So yeah. But that's the gist of it, guys. That's the gist of everything that happened, you know. I thought the whole not downloading on sleep thing was me at first too, OJ. Yeah, listen, guys, I didn't know. Give me 1 second. I didn't know what was going on there. Steam Deck just requires a bit of tinkering. If you can't, let's see, if you can't or don't want to do that, then stick to Switch. Yeah, exactly. I don't. Give me 1 second though, guys. I think my air conditioner's on, and it definitely should not be on because it's cool outside and it's cool inside here. So give me a second. Yeah, my bad, guys. My air conditioner was on. I'm like, okay, I'm not paying that. I don't want to run up an air conditioning bill in freaking November, dude. It's like 60 degrees outside. There is no need for my air to be on. What the heck? so yeah. Shout out to General Zamora. Thank you for the $4 dono, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you for the 4. We got the platinum. Yo, let's go. Bro, can I get a Switch 2? Can you get a Switch 2? What do you mean? Can you? Sure, if you want to get one, go get one. Absolutely, you can get one. What? Do you have any questions about it? You want me to answer some questions or what? Yo, let's go. Combo breaks, guys. Overclocks. Limit breaks. Let's go. Limit breaks. $4 jump, man. I appreciate that. Remember that vid? Our dude's still salty about the Tamus take on Steam Deck. I mean, I think that there's just been pot shots thrown back and forth between us. I mean, I throw some, he's thrown some. So, like I said, it's all naming the good and fun, you know. But yeah, it's all good. I'm not. Somebody asked me a question about it, I answered it. So, but like I said, it doesn't bother me or anything like that at all. It doesn't really bother me. It's okay. like I said, I've dealt with people that are much tougher, much more intimidating than anybody on here. Like a lot of these guys, they're just a bunch of chumps, to be honest. They're a bunch of fake tough guys. So they're just doing it like, obviously they make money. They make money on grift. So it's fine by me. But yeah, nobody's scared or worried about them, to be honest. Nobody's actually scared or worried about them at all. I know I'm not, at least. Let's see here. I like my Steam Deck. I prefer Switch 2 as a device. Yeah, like I said, it's fine. Like, to me, Switch 2, it works better to me just because, like, I just want to get in and play my game. Like, I don't want to tinker with anything. I don't want to do all this other stuff. I don't want to do all that. I just want to play my game, you know? So Steam Deck is good, or Switch 2 is good for me for that. Yo, Brandon Christensen, thank you for the 57 months, man. Appreciate that. Been listening, doing cardio. Hey, you got to get your cardio in while listening. Let's go. I still have the LE Steam Deck OLED with the 2TB SSD and 2TB micro SD, but I don't play it anymore, nor do I play my PC anymore, or PS5 or Xbox Series. I'm Switch 2 only going forward. No interest in non-hybrid. Yeah, I mean, for me, because of my boy, and just because of like my like, how I do things, how I operate, for me, I've pretty much just only played Switch 2 since it came out. But once again, I think that it's changing taste for me. Is like, I don't have the time to play everything that I want. I feel like when I retire, when I'm done streaming, when I'm done, and like when my kids are grown and like I can retire in peace, I'll probably start playing other systems and doing other things again. Like, I'll probably build like a crazy gaming room, you know, and I'll just play whatever I feel like when I'm retired, you know. But for right now, like with my job and like with my raising my kids, it's hard to really dedicate a bunch of time to other stuff. Like, I need to be knowledgeable on all the stuff that I know that you guys are going to want to talk about. So people come to me for Nintendo stuff, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time playing a bunch of Xbox or PlayStation stuff when I need to be knowledgeable on this, and I don't have as much time to play video games. Now, if there's something that's incredible that comes out, Jackson, on Xbox or PlayStation, I'm going to play it. Like Clair Obscur, I'm not going to miss Clair Obscur. I had to play that. But yeah, going forward, definitely, because like the amount of work that I'm doing, like it's going to be tough for me to actually, you know, put in on PS5 or Xbox. But I'll try. Well, Xbox I'm not going to try, actually. But PS5 I'm actually going to try. Like, if there's something that I want to play, like Wolverine or like Soros, I'm definitely going to try to pick up Wolverine or like Soros or something like that. I'll play those. But yeah, I'm not going to really spend too much time. But I can understand if people go all PS5 or all Xbox or all Steam Deck or all PC or all Switch 2. As an adult, I understand if people do that. Like, that makes sense to do that, you know? To me, it makes sense, at least, to do that. Just because you don't have as much time to play games anymore. So, are you really going to be buying a bunch of games on a million different systems and playing all those games? I mean, that's tough. So, having a hybrid platform, it gives you more time and opportunities to play games without having to stream it. You don't have to buy a separate device, and you get docked play and portable play. Plus, it's easier for you to take on the road, because you can just grab that. You can grab a second dock, you know, and you can take that on the road, so it's easier. So if you're traveling, it's much better to travel with the Switch 2, because with the PS5, it's heavy, it's big. I mean, I've seen people do it. I mean, it's possible for sure, but it's heavy and it's big. Switch 2, you can just easily transfer it, get the cables, get the dock, boom. Switch 2, get a case. So much smaller, so much easier, so much better. So for me, at least, that's kind of like my thought process, you know. Yeah, we already talked about that. That's why we have the Copium in the thumbnail sellout. But like I said, we already kind of debunked / destroyed his point on that. So yeah, I'm gonna sponsor some PS5 streams. Listen, man, I'd love for that to be a thing, because then I'd actually get some more time to play. Otherwise, I gotta edit. I gotta have a new top 10. Video. I think I'm gonna do top 10 RPGs on Switch 2, like, so far. So I gotta get a new top 10 out. So that takes time. Those take hours to do. So for me, I just don't have as much time to play. You know. So yeah. But yeah, I am gonna be playing Wolverine. I am gonna be playing Sardos. Like those games I am going to be playing on my PS5 Pro. So I am excited for those games. I'm looking forward to playing those. You know, and any like big RPG that doesn't come out on Switch 2, like if it's a good RPG, I'll play it on my PS5 too. I'll play that. So yeah. Black Friday discount on a bundle this year. For what system? Best way to combat Nintendo's greed is to support Nintendo channel. Get your 10p long shot pills 50% and support cooked books resistance today. Thanks, Rhapsody. I appreciate you, fam. That's it. I can't even keep up with Switch 2 releases I want to play. I prefer the hybrid versatility. So why waste time playing anything else? Not saying they're bad systems. I keep them on hand. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, like it's the same reason why I became a specialty channel, like Nintendo and RPGs. It's because I tried to do everything, and people still trashed me anyway and called me fanboy and called me names anyway. So it didn't even matter, even though I did. Like I reviewed Final Fantasy on PS4. I reviewed, so that did, like, not that I'm looking for approval from other people. I'm not, but I'm just saying it's not like it mattered anyway whenever I did stuff like that. And on top of that, like nobody was watching. Plus on top of that, I just started running out of time. And now, like I said, back then I only had one kid. Now I have two. So now it's even like I have even less time, you know? Simeon Quinn with the $5 dono. And he says, also for my final game for December is Octopath Zero. I won't be buying Kirby Air Riders either because my backlog music is Octopath. COTC, Surfania the Saint. Yeah, the backlog's crazy. I gotta get Kirby though, man. Sakurai just puts so much time and effort into his games. Like, not supporting a Sakurai game is like, for me, it's like taboo to not support. No, I haven't played Ghost of Yotei yet. It's like taboo to not support Sakurai. His games are too packed full of content. They're too good. They're just too sauce to not support, you know, too sauce. Thank you for the $5 dono, though. I appreciate that, Mr. Simeon Coin. Octopath. Alright, hold up. Let me pause this. I like this playlist that we're doing right now. A lot of cool remixes from Mewmore. Octopath. Octopath. COTC. Surfania. Okay. Thank you for that. And let's get her music going. I think it's this is it, maybe. Thank you for the $5 dono. Shout outs to Simeon Coin. I appreciate that. 105 on the board. We are going on this JoJo Friday. Shout outs. I appreciate that. Let's go. I think Chad T, though, has the Hokage lead. My bad, Chad. I put 20, but I didn't put your name. Shout outs to Chad T. You're actually supposed to be the sweep of the board here. Hold up. Can't be having that. Can't be having inaccurate books. We're going to be accused of fraud like Nintendo. Shout out. 61 on the platinum streak as well. We out here tonight. JoJo boys, we gotta update the whole board. I was slacking. Let's see, might need a Ghost of Yotei stream later on. Maybe. Just got Octopath Traveler bundle for $45. Didn't need it, but the price I had to buy it. Nice, let's go. Taboo, I see what you did there. Actually, I wasn't trying to do that, Psycho Pie, but yes, it was kind of like, you know, obviously Smash Brothers has Taboo on there. But I actually wasn't trying to do that. OJ, back to beating Prime 3 before Prime 4. There you go. So, yeah. Man, but it was crazy, though. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy ride. You know, crazy ride. Crazy ride so far. Make sure you guys hit that like button, though. If you have not hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. Let them know that we're streaming out here. Still got a bit more time left, man. Still got some more time left. We're going to be discussing, talking about stuff. Remember, if you drop a dono, make sure you put your music request. We did get a good amount of donos today, but a lot of you guys just dropped the dono and split. Or just said, all right, cool. So if you drop a dono, make sure you put your music request in there. I'm more than happy to answer all your questions and all that good stuff. So links there if you want to use it. If not, it's all good. And like I said, put a music request. Or actually, let's just say this. General Zamora, Kevin, Nick93. If you guys want something, let me know. I'll play some music since you guys did not ask for any music. So I'll play some if you guys want. General Zamora, don't worry about that, my man. Do not worry about that. Worry about taking care of yourself, buying your own games, taking care of whatever you need to take care of. Don't worry about that, fam. Don't worry about that, you know? I appreciate you coming out, hanging out. You're an elite ninja. You don't got to worry about that, bro. But I appreciate the sentiment, though. I don't have a backlog because I created a priority system in me, focus on games on a series of developers I love the most. The rest can be on sales. I didn't do this with I bought so many games. But do you have a lot of those games that you bought? Are they like unplayed? How big is my backlog? Mine's around 30 games. You know what? Mine's probably way more than that. But at this point, I forgot a lot of the games that I haven't played. I just forgot about them. So right now, I don't really have too big of a backlog because I'm starting from ground zero on the Switch 2. So I'm starting over on the Switch 2. So I don't really have that big of a backlog. If you want to count Cyberpunk, you can count that game. But I don't plan on playing it like that. So. Shout outs to Potter87. Thank you for the 39 months of tuning into your membership, man. I appreciate it. Let's go. Appreciate that. Let's go. 39 months. That's a lot, dude. Going on 3 years and 3 months. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the tuning into it. Exclamation mark member in the chat. Shout out to Super Christian Air Rider. Members coming through. If you guys want to become a member, exclamation mark member, all lowercase. Join up. The tune in tier is only $1, so I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Johnny. Also, if you do a super sticker, it doesn't let you type a message. So if you want to put your if you do a super sticker, you can put your video or you can put your music that you want in the chat, and I'll play it for you. Shout outs, guys. Thank you for the back-to-back-to-back three-peat. Michael Jordan, let's go. Thank you for the 5. 110 on the board. We are getting close. Combo breaks. We're getting close to a platinum and a half. Let's go. My backlog stretches back to the PS3. I think my backlog stretches all the way back to the freaking like GameCube or something like that. It stretches back far, bro. I got into collecting physical last year, and it was obvious the Switch 2 was going to be backwards compat. I have like 60 physical Switch games I haven't played. Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. Honestly, I've never been interested in Metroid Prime, but I'm thinking about checking out Prime 4. But should I play the previous Prime games before 4? I mean, you probably should. But there's no easy way to play them all unless you have them like on Wii or GameCube. Items. Or you can just watch a retrospective on YouTube. I would do that if you don't have the time, because Prime 4 is coming out in less than a month. Potter87 with the gifted membership. Thank you so much, Potter87 with the gift. I appreciate that, man. Let's go. Thank you so much. You're the first gift ninja of today, too. So you guys give Potter87 some love. He's on the board. You guys can see him right there with the one gift. Anybody does one gift or more, you can type or pass up Potter87. Thank you. I appreciate it. Who got it, though? Tanner got it. Shout out to Tanner. Backlog started since the DS. Ooh. Anything Zelda is cool. All right, I got you. Zelda. Alright, let's play the Zelda trailer. Zelda 2017 music. Alright, let's play it. Actually, I think this is it. Now, here we go. Dino Jungle from Mario Kart World. Alright, we'll get that next. Dino Jungle Mario Kart World. Harry Potter. Potter87 in the house. Off the Heezy. Let's go. Thank you to Potter87. I appreciate you, fam. Oh, man. If you guys have questions, too, I'll be answering questions. I'll take them at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence by itself. More than happy to answer all of your beautiful, awesome, lovely Elite Ninja questions, too. So thank you guys, man. Thank you for your support, like always. Okay, sorry, guys. Both of my screens froze. Or my live streaming screen froze just a bit, so let me get that up and going again. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna exit out of this and bring up a fresh new page. Carlos Hernandez with the $5 dono, revving it up on JoJo Friday. Let's go. What does he have to say, though? That Grammy video category was so trash. Makes the Game Awards look more legit. LMAO, play the title screen music from Mega Man Star Force. I did not see it. So what? Why was it so bad? What? Oh my gosh! I'm guessing it was terrible, but it makes the Game Awards look incredible. That's crazy. Oh man, is it really that bad? Is it really that bad? Alright, let's see here. Mega Man Star Force title screen. Oh man, is it really that bad? It must be bad. Must be bad. Thank you for the $5, fam. Appreciate that. 117 on the board. We've hit PlayStation 4 numbers, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the support. See, do you know what Skylanders? Do you know what is Skylanders in the games you played? I haven't played many Skylanders games, but I've heard of it. Yeah, I know about Skylanders, and I watched a retrospective on it. It's like that game, like where it's like, kind of like Amiibo, you know, and like you put them on this little portal, and like they go into the game and like they fight. It's like an RPG, but it started out as like Spyro the Dragon, and then it evolved into all sorts of stuff. And then Nintendo actually got involved with it, like they made their own like Skylanders, like with Bowser and stuff like that, and Donkey Kong. But yeah, I never played really any of them. I think I played like one of them at some point, but I don't remember. I wasn't a big Skylanders guy. I don't like collecting all the toys. All right, take it easy, Max only. Thank you for coming out to the stream tonight, man. Appreciate you. Shout outs to Carlos Fernandez. Thank you for the 5 once again, brother. Appreciate that. Let's go. Dude, look at the list. All right, I'll check out. Let me look at the list. Let me look at the list. You said Grammys? Grammy video games? Grammys video game category. Alright, so Grammys video game. Well, I don't know where the list is. Like, where is the list? Grammy video game nominees. Grammy. Okay, so is this for last year or for 2024 or what? Oh, Grammys 2026 nominations. I'm trying to look at the list. Best score, soundtrack, video games, and other interactive media. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. Helldivers 2, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Star Wars Outlaws, Wildcard, and Pirate's Fortune. Sword of the Sea. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, this is not great. But it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, fam. Not great. I think, did I read the list? I think I read the list though, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, I read the list. Grammy nominations for Best Video Game Soundtrack. Laced Records was trying to get Claire Obscure nominated for a few categories, but unfortunately didn't seem to work out. Oh man, this is pretty bad. I mean, it's not like these are bad scores, but these are definitely not. I don't think anybody cares if they win this or not. I don't think it really matters at this point, considering what they have so far, you know? So yeah. No hate. Yeah, they were trying to get Claire Obscura. Apparently, they just couldn't get Claire Obscura. So yeah. What the hell is Sword of the Sea? I think it's like an indie game. I've heard about it, but I don't really know too much about it, to be honest. So yeah. If you have not hit that like button, though, hit that like button. More than happy to answer all of your questions. Awesome comments. Um, So yeah. My best bet right now to do a return. Let's see how the game section looks. Hey, there you go. Um, Yo, OJ, what's up, man? Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment today, bro. Feels like I've been growing a lot more with the big man in the sky, and now lately I'm not feeling happy in a current relationship with the GF. All right, there you go, man. I'm glad that you're able to kind of calm your nerves a little bit, you know, and all that. So that's good. That's good. Seriously. Just don't have kids right now. That's what... And listen to Metaphor Refantasio music. This music's awesome. Um, you know, that's what I would say. Don't have kids. Not right now. If you're like feeling anxious or like anxiety or like stuff like that, just don't have kids right now. Wait. I would say don't even have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever you're into. Just freaking work. Go to work, and then when something comes like organically, it'll come. But you know, so focus on yourself. Focus on that. Focus on your family and yourself, and then whatever comes your way comes your way. You know. So yeah. They have all the Switch games, but only Switch 2 games are locked up. That sucks. Okay, there you go. Well, it happens. Usually they're gonna lock up Switch 2 games because they don't want people stealing stuff. So yeah. Hey OJ, at the end of the year, you should do a PlayerEssence Awards with your top 10 video games. I always do a top 10, General Zamora. So like I've done top 10s every year, dating back to like 2019 or 2018. So you're gonna get a top 10. I just want to know, like, I wonder. I'm probably just gonna do like top 10 Nintendo Switch games or top 25 Nintendo Switch games or Nintendo games of the year. And then I'm also gonna do some other lists and stuff. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have that here. Well, no, I'll probably do top games because never mind, no, because there'll be PlayStation and Xbox game, well, PlayStation games in there. Like Claire Obscure is gonna be on the list. I gotta have that on there. So yeah, never mind. I'll just do like a top. I'll do like a top 10 games, and it'll be like everything. So Metaphor Expedition 33 music is the best I've heard in recent years. Metaphor music's really good. Expedition 33 music's also really good. They're both fantastic. I mean, they're both not as good as Chrono Trigger, like that we're listening to right now. I mean, like, listen to this music. Boom. Doesn't this just sound like your mom's gonna wake you up in the morning and make some like nice, like perfect hot crispy pancakes, like back in the day, like in the 90s or something like that, and like you wake up and like there's like Saturday morning cartoons and like you're like it's just a magical moment in time, you know? It's like a magical moment. Now today it's like, God, we got all sorts of grifters and all sorts of freaking weird schizos, dude. Like today sucks, dude. Got a bunch of weirdos, psycho grifters, and all sorts of crazies, right? All right, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Shout out. Said kids as a parent and therapist, kids do not generally help reduce anxiety. Oh man, yeah. I just had to talk to my wife real quick, guys, just because she was gonna grab some stuff. You have to wait till Nintendo greed subsides first. If you think Nintendo's greed is too high, don't have kids. I know, seriously. Don't have a wife and kids. They'll suck you dry. Um, miss your mom? Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear about that. Down on the moon. From what I said, any advice I can have, OJ? The people I work with, even my boss, the other guys down on building community, they all want me to break up with her. I don't know why you're telling. Wait, why are you telling? Why are you telling your? Why are you telling all those people your business? I don't know how I feel about you telling everybody your business like that, you know. But hey, look, it is what it is. Listen, man, you got to do what you got to do. Like, if you feel that this lady is causing you a lot of bad vibes and mental stress, like if she's causing you to be stressed out, and she's causing you to like freak out, and she's causing you to have anxiety, and she's causing you to have issues, bro, yeah, you got to break up with her. But if you're cool with her and she's cool with you, and like she's not causing you to have stress and freak out as a young man, then don't break up with her. That's really what it comes down to. Is she stressing you to the point to where you're gonna tear your hair out or you're gonna go bald? Like if she's that bad, then break up with her. But if she's actually like, you know, if you guys have a good relationship and there's not a problem, and she like helps you and she's good for you, then don't break up with her. Like it's really that's what it comes down to. Like if this chick's stressing you out too much, you got to break up with her. You know. So that's what I would say. We used to have mental institutions and AM radio to contain them. Yeah, I know. Seriously, even then it wasn't. Even then it wasn't enough. You know. Actually, I'm missing some. I need to play some other songs, guys. I'm sorry. Dino Jungle. I think I have another one here. Yeah, I have to play Mega Man Star Force after this. Okay, sorry about the wait, guys. So you know. I meant in the last 5 years, Chrono Trigger is amazing. I thought Ni no Kuni music was great too. Yeah. Obviously, Chrono Trigger came out 30 years ago, like 3 decades ago, pretty much. So let's see. You're still going? I was gone for a bit. I usually go for like 3 hours plus. I'm thinking like once my boy gets older, I'll probably start doing streams that are like 5 or 6, 7 hours. I'll probably start doing like way longer streams. Let's see. Am I the only one that remembers the Z SNES emulator? No, I remember it. Or the SNES 9X and ZNES. Oh yeah, those were old school bangers. Old school bangers, bro. Need Red Dead Redemption 2 PS5 patch. Rockstar doesn't want easy money. I mean, they're doing it, so I mean, like, they'll do it at some point. But of course, Rockstar wants easy money. Look at what they've been doing with, you know. Look at what they're doing with what's it called, you know. With Grand Theft Auto. So yeah. So since they're doing that with Grand Theft Auto, like look at all the microtransactions and stuff. That's easy money. So yeah. Red Dead Redemption, my favorite Rockstar game. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Rockstar. I'm not like a big fan of Rockstar, to be honest. Like, I think their business model sucks. I don't like waiting 13 years for games. I mean, imagine how many people have been waiting for Grand Theft Auto and died. I hate to get all dark, but like think about it for a second. Like if you play GTA 5 and you're like, wow, this is great, and you heard about GTA 6 and it's been 13 years, you could have died. Like, it's completely like it's not. There's nothing that's gonna sit here and tell me that that game is gonna be worth a 13-year wait. And I know people are gonna act like it is, but that's insane. Like, that's ridiculous. 13 years for a sequel, that's insane. And like, what games do they put out? They don't even put out new games. Like, what new games does Rockstar even put out? Rockstar is one of the most overhyped, and they're beloved when they do nothing. They do nothing. They do almost nothing. Don't get me wrong. Grand Theft Auto is great. It's fantastic, but 13 years, and then there's not even like there's other games in between. Like, it's literally just shark cards on GTA 5. They did Red Dead Redemption. Okay, that's great. They did Red Dead Redemption, and they did GTA 5 or GTA 6 or sorry, GTA 5. And that's it. So they've put out like in the last years, like it's just in shark cards. And then like remasters. Okay, LA Noire. Okay, what else? GTA Trilogy. Okay, so like, where's Bully? They didn't even remaster and put out Bully. They didn't even remaster and put out like Manhunt or other games that people even wanted. Like, I mean, Rockstar is cool and all. Like, I get it. They put a lot of time and attention and details into their games and stuff, but 13 years, that's insane, bro. Like, what if somebody like really like wasn't gonna make it and they just wanted to play the next, like, I can't be waiting 13 years sitting there in limbo for a game for 13 years. That's wild. And then it got 2 delays from them. Like, I don't know, man. There ain't gonna be nothing that tells me that's gonna be worth a 13-year wait. Like, come on now. 13 years. Like, I would rather get a consistent flow of games. Rockstar used to be really good. They used to actually make a lot of games. Now they just make shark cards and just microtransactions and GTA 5 and GTA 6 and Red Dead Redemption. Like, that's it. And like re-releases. No new games. No actual new games. Let's see here. Will you play GTA 6? It's not really my style of game. I'll probably try it out at some point though. Like, I think I'll try it out. I'll be honest though. I'm not a big GTA guy. I mean, I've played a lot of the GTA games. I've played GTA 1 and 2. I played those on the Dreamcast. I played GTA 3 on PS2. I played GTA 4 on PS3. I played GTA 5, I think a bit. I played GTA. I think I played Chinatown Wars. I think I've played some of the Liberty City PSP stuff. Like, I've played the games. They're okay. I played GTA San Andreas. I played Vice City. I played those, but like, they're not like, oh my god, the greatest games ever. Like, people would treat them like they're like they're like the greatest games in the world, and I never felt that GTA was like the greatest game. Like, a lot of people liked it. Like San Andreas, they thought it was like the best. I never felt GTA was like the best. I felt that it was a jack of all trades, master of nothing. But I mean, like, people like it, and like, I understand why people like it, but it's just not for me. But like, at least back then, like, you would get multiple different GTA games on the PS2. And on PSP and on DS, and now it's just like nothing. They're just online, you know, shark cards. Shout out to House Gang. You'll get Red Dead on Switch if that's Red Dead 2 on Switch. I mean, I think it's happening on Switch too. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets moved to 2027. Yeah, like the fact that GTA 5 came out. My daughter was 1 year old. She was 1 year old when GTA 5 came out. She is now, by the time that the game comes out, she is going to be in high school. She will be a freshman in high school. A freshman in high school. Crazy. Crazy. Very self-conscious about my sausage fingers, but I found someone who really appreciates me for who I am. You used to be very self-conscious about your sausage fingers. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. That's just such a random comment. So self-conscious. Sorry, I don't know if you have sausage fingers. My fingers aren't the thinnest either. So yeah. Sorry, but yeah, no, that's good though. That's good that you found somebody that likes you for who you are, you know. But I think it's gonna be a big release. Obviously, GTA 5 is gonna be, or sorry, GTA 6 is gonna be huge. People are gonna love it. You know, it's gonna be great, you know, overall. So yeah. I was 11 when 11 years old when GTA 5 came out. Oh, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's insane. I was in high school when GTA 5 came out. Yeah, I was already old and out of college and graduated and had a family. GTA 5 came out when I was 12 and it released, and by the time I'll be 25, yeah, crazy. I don't think any game's worth waiting. Like, in terms of, like, we know that it's coming next. Not games that went dormant because it doesn't sell or because the series sucks or whatever. Not that. I'm talking about like where we all know the next one is coming. But they just shark carded us to death, you know? So and then they also delayed it again. They delayed it from May to November. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed again from 2026 to 2027. I would not be surprised. So yeah. Senior in high school when 5 came out. Nice. Junior in high school when 5 came out. A lot of you guys are high school. So like you're like late 20s, early 30s now. Or if you're in high school when GTA 5 came out. Oh yeah, you might still be in your 2013. That would be tough. I mean, unless you're like a freshman, yeah, you can be like in your late 20s. But yeah, if you were like a senior, junior, like your 30s now. Getting delayed again for the PS6 release. I mean, it's gonna be on PS6 anyway. It's gonna be on PS6 anyway. So yeah. Do you think even Nintendo would move a game release of GTA timeline so it doesn't matter because it's other audience? I don't think it'd be beyond Nintendo to move the game release. I think that they might be thinking, hey, look, if GTA 5 or GTA 6 is coming out, keep on saying 5. If GTA 6 is coming out, but I think that Nintendo's probably been trying like their hardest to get GTA 6 on the Switch 2. Like, I think that, listen, here's my wild theory with GTA 6 and Switch 2. I think that Nintendo bought a company like Shiver so they can actually aid in getting GTA 6 on Switch 2 and also giving Rockstar a bag as well. I think that if I was Nintendo, that would be like one of the top priorities is getting GTA 6 on Switch 2. Not because I'm a huge fan of GTA or I'm going to be like, oh my god, I can't wait. It's just because that game's going to have so much, you know, power in terms of what people are thinking about, right? And the sales. And obviously you're going to make a lot of money. I mean, you can give them money or you can get a development studio to help out to get a Switch 2 version going. And, you know, you'll make that money back in royalties. Like, you'll make that money back on the 30% that you take on the sales. You'll get that money back, you know? People will buy it on Switch 2. Like, portable GTA, people love portable GTA, right? So, like, I think that if Nintendo can somehow get Shiver to help them, or if they can somehow, you know, get a bag, get a development team, get something going to where they can get GTA day and date. If this delay happens and then they're at a direct, imagine at a direct if they do it like Resident Evil Requiem. Remember how big of a deal Resident Evil Requiem was when that was coming over? Everyone's like, oh snap, Resident Evil, like day and date, Resident Evil Requiem. Everyone's thinking it's not coming. People are saying it's not coming. Nintendo can't get, you know, current gen games, you know, brand new. They can only get old stuff. And then Resident Evil Requiem comes out, or it's coming out. It looks like it plays pretty good. So if they can do something like that and get that going on there, that would be big. And then if they announce it at a direct, say, hey, check this out, guys. Take a look at this. And then it's the GTA 5 trailer, or god dang it, GTA 6 trailer. Woo! That would be some crazy stuff right there. That'd be crazy. I was a freshman when GTA 5 dropped. Okay, yeah, you're late 20s, yeah. Hey, what's up, Double M? Let's see here. I wouldn't be surprised if Falcom did take notes from Xenoblade, especially Xenoblade Chronicles 3, make Trails in the Sky battle theme. Maybe. This was 15 in high school. GTA 5's release. Yeah. Better watch it there, OJ. You'll get GTA crazies honest. Yeah. Well, I mean, not really though, because like I know the importance of GTA, so it's just not for me. You really think so? GTA 5 makes sense, but I don't see 6. It could totally be right with that. I mean, if GTA 5 was going to happen, I mean, it would have already happened by now. What's the point of having GTA 5? It's not currently supported with shark cards, like with the ecosystem of shark cards. So what's the point of having GTA 5 at this point? GTA 5 is a PS3 game. Like, if they wanted to do GTA 5, they could have done it on the Switch 1. That sold 150 million units. They did LA Noire. They did Red Dead Redemption 1. They did GTA Trilogy. So if they were going to do GTA 5, they would have done it sometime in between there. So I don't see GTA 5 because there's no point. If something's coming over, it'd be GTA 6. Because another thing that you have to think about as well is that where the sales going to come from. So currently right now we have 80 million, a little bit over 80 million PS5s out there. Sony says shipped, but whatever, right? We have a little 30 something million Xboxes. That's not a massive install base for GTA. Oh, by the way, there's no PC version. So, like, I get it that people are going to buy the system for it and people are going to buy, you know, they're going to buy it on their Xbox and all that, but that's not a massive install base. By the time that GTA 6 comes out on Xbox and PlayStation, the Switch 2 could theoretically be at nearing 40 million. It can be getting upwards of 40 million. Like if they hit their 19 million, and if they have some bangers for 2026, like a new 3D Mario, if they have like, you know, something like that, right? If they have obviously Gen 10 Pokemon's coming out, that's going to be huge. So if they have that, they can probably blow past 20 million, get into the 25, 26 million range because they're going to have plenty of stock. And they can probably they could be able to get into 30 million range and maybe even more. So it just really depends on the software that's coming out. But it's very plausible that they probably have around 30 million units. So why would you not want to sell on that install base? That's the thing. The sales have been explosive at this point. So, yeah, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility considering the state of Xbox and PlayStation right now. So yeah, that's why I said that. And do I think it's gonna happen? No. Do I think that it's like a guarantee? No. I'd give it at a 20% chance that it happens, but I can see why Rockstar would want to do it. That's all I'm saying. Would you recommend picking up the $450 Switch 2 alone and get DK or the Mario Kart bundle? It depends on how much you like Mario Kart. If you like Mario Kart a lot, or if you play Mario Kart games, like you're gonna play online and all that, then it's worth it to just get the Mario Kart bundle because you'll get the game for $50. But if you don't care for Mario Kart as much and you can wait on it, or if you just don't want to buy it for the $80, obviously because that's too expensive for Mario Kart, then I would say just get the $450 and get Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that'll save you a bit of money on that one. So it depends on how much you like Mario Kart. Mario Kart, it's an okay game, like it's good. Definitely could have been better, you know, when it comes to some of the, you know, online play with the straightaways. People call them straightaways, like intermissions. But they're patching it a little bit, but definitely could have used some more content when it comes to certain types of modes and stuff offline and all that. It's not perfect, but I still think it's a solid game, and I think it's going to get better as we go along. But I do think that Bonanza is definitely like a better game, at least right now. So I would say, yeah, pick up Bonanza, and then if you want to get Mario Kart, you can get it later, you know, or you can, you know. But yeah, I say Bonanza if you like single player content. Let's see, I don't feel Switch 2 will have power for GTA 6, honestly. No, it definitely has power for GTA 6 because there's an Xbox Series S version. I'm not going to say that everything that runs on Xbox Series S can run on Switch 2, but that's pretty much what we've seen, is that pretty much anything that can run on Series S can run on Switch 2. So I disagree with that statement that it doesn't have the power for it. That's what people said about Star Wars Outlaws, that it doesn't have the power, that it's not going to run that well enough, and it came out and it ran it better than the Xbox Series S version. So I disagree. Let's see, 2,000 hours of Mario Kart 8, but I heard World is bad. That's why I'm questioning it. You heard World is bad. Yeah, the grifter content. You heard World is bad. You don't know why it's bad, huh? You just heard it's bad. That's grifter. It's grifter content. Yeah, you saw the grifter videos. No, it's actually really good. It's actually the best driving in the series. Like, it feels the best to actually drive. Yeah, like I said, it's not perfect, but to say that it's a bad game, that's ridiculous. The game is fantastic. Like, when it comes to, like, the actual courses, like, the open world is fun to drive through. They have the single player content that's better now. And at this point, like I said, it's not perfect. Could have added some more stuff. Could have been better. But no, to say that it's bad that's just, like I said, that's just people salty from $80, or people that are just like I said, kind of schizos. They don't like one or two things, and like they super exaggerate thumbnails for clickbait for money. The game's good, like I said, not perfect, but the game's definitely good. The game's definitely good. Had some stuff that it can do better. I give it like a solid 8.5 out of 10. That's what I think the game is. And like I said, I'll knock it down some points for single player campaign. Could be better, could have better quality of life features, could have a few more modes, could it fix up that stuff like the intermissions on the online. But yeah, to say that it's a bad game, it's ridiculous. That's just grifters getting at you. Shiny Lucario, oh, there you go, in Pokemon Legends ZA. Yo, shout out to Tyler Foster. Thank you for the upgrade tier to Joan in. Let's go. Shout outs, man. I appreciate that. Let's go, man. Appreciate it. Let's go. Upgrade to Joan in tier. That is a lot. Thank you. If you have 2,000 hours of Mario Kart, well, I mean, Mario Kart Deluxe has a lot of stuff to do. It has a lot of races and stuff, so it's kind of a different game. But if you like Mario Kart, then you'll probably like this Mario Kart. I'm not finished with Pokemon Legends ZA, so I'm not gonna give it a rating right now, but it's kind of trending around like maybe like the solid 8 range, 7.5 to 8 range for Pokemon Legends ZA. But once again, let me finish it. I think it's probably gonna be, it's getting better. Like the story's finally getting like really good. Like I think the seeds were there for a good story, so I knew it was gonna get good. And now like I'm in like the thick of it, so it's like that point total could go up to like, it could go up based on like how the ending plays out. I caught a shiny Fletchling today, and that's gonna evolve into like the Talonflame or whatever, right? So I am very excited. The Fletchling shiny is awesome. It's an awesome gold coating, so that is so cool. I can't wait to raise it. I cannot wait to raise it. It's gonna be great. So yeah. Yeah, when Mario Kart 8 first came out, people complained about it was bare bones, it was not good, it was a bad game. I mean, people were just enamored with the graphics though, so it got a lot of praise for that. And it had all the DLC from the Wii U version, and then they added more. But that's the reason why Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was so beloved and got better scores than like the original Mario Kart. The original Mario Kart got like an 88 Metacritic. And yeah, like I said, content wasn't the best. There was some issues like with the racing. There was some weird stuff happening. The tournaments didn't work. Like there was a lot of things that were kind of busted with the game, but it still got good reviews. But there was things that were busted. But then over the course of a decade, they fixed it up. So I'm pretty sure that Mario Kart World will get a lot of fixes, which they've already passed a few different things here and there. How many hours a day do you play video games? Probably 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours a day. If I can get 1 to 2 hours, it's tough for me to even get game time in because I gotta work. Yo, P.
The issue I have with comparing to 8 Deluxe is that is not even close to how Mario Kart 8 launched back in 2014. People immediately make the comparison but don't remember 8 and Deluxe had 10 years of DLC and patches. I get it, but people forget, but me no.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I think that's party, man. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it had a lot of patches. It had a lot of stuff added on. I mean, I do think that Nintendo could have done a better job at the beginning. But when it comes to the actual racing, like the racing itself, the physics, the racing, the controls are the best that it's ever been. Like I've never played a Mario Kart game that felt more engaging to actually like play. It feels great to play itself. It feels pinpoint. It feels accurate. Like, you know, it feels much better to race than Mario Kart 8 did. Even not at this point. Like in terms of just like the controls and like the actual physics of like the water and different things, it was that stuff's great. Just kind of have to round out the content and stuff like that. People forget how Mario Kart original was. Worst battle. Oh yeah, the battle mode was terrible at Mario. Oh my god, the battle mode was so bad. Oh man, the battle mode was terrible. I mean, I don't like battle mode, but it was bad. Like I'm not a huge fan of battle mode. I like it. I mean, it's okay. So yeah. Uh-oh. I can see why people be grifting on. I can see why people be grifting on Twitter too, though. Get that blue check mark, start grifting. They start giving you a little bit. I didn't verify, so I finally verified, and they just gave me the whole thing up front. But I don't be grifting, so it wasn't even like it was that much. It was just like a couple hundred. But I mean, if you're a big time grifter, damn, you could be making a lot. Grifting on Twitter, sitting there putting out stupid hot takes and people arguing with you all day. Oh, man. Let's see here. Mario Kart 8 roster was rough. A bad battle mode, no mini map when racing. Tournament mode was busted. It didn't even work half the time. So yeah, it was completely busted. I think the playable characters are actually best in the series for Mario Kart World. So many new awesome characters like Bonefish and Goomba, Ghost and Cow, on and on. Some people really hated that, but I thought it was kind of cool to have just like a variety of different, you know, characters and stuff like that. Did I get a free copy of Age of Imprisonment? I saw on Twitter that even Sarah Key got one. No, I didn't reach out to get one. So no, I just went and bought the physical edition of the game. So yeah. But I mean, I've gotten free copies of other games, other Switch games, but not this one. No. But I mean, if I would have reached out to my rep, I probably could have got one. But to be honest, half the time, if they don't reach out to me first, I'm too lazy. And I won't even say anything. I'll just go buy the game. But if they reach out to me first, then I'll be like, okay, cool. But I know like my rep, she like moved to a different company. So it's like I haven't been as in much contact because my rep that took care of me the whole time, she went to a different company. So I just need to get a new rep and then just email them and set it all up again. But like, I don't know. They invited me to New York, or not New York. They invited me to San Francisco to go like hang out, you know, at the Switch 2 launch. That was good enough for me. I'm not gonna DM them and beg them for $1,000 systems. You know, I'm not gonna beg them for a free Switch 2. All that. Imagine how desperate you got to be as a company. You know, to sit there and have somebody just DM you and like begging for $1,000 system and you just send it to them. And you're sitting there and begging for it. I bought my Switch 2. I bought it. They invited me over there to hang out and like they had some catering, so I did get some free food. Like some free, like, it was really fancy. I don't know what it was called. There was some fancy San Francisco stuff. I don't recall. But yeah, I did get some, hashtag free crackers and chips or whatever the hell I was eating. I don't remember. They gave me a soda. I think I got a drink. I got like some sparkling. I think they gave me some like cider. Was it some actual like champagne? It was like some actual alcohol. Same. I forgot exactly. I think it was a little bit of alcohol. I forgot. There was like some champagne or some sparkling champagne or something like that. Like whatever. So hashtag free that. But I didn't get any like free systems or anything like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll reach out to me like when Xenoblade comes out. I'm pretty sure they'll be like, yo, OJ, like you want to talk about Xenoblade, you know? Or like when Fire Emblem comes out, they'll definitely like, oh yeah, we gotta remember get OJ on that. But yeah, I don't really like reach out. Like if they reach out to me for something, I'll respond back. But I don't really be looking out for it, you know, like that. So. Let's see here. If the roster is Diddy Kong, people would like it more than World. Yeah, there you go. All that for $47. I got a little bit more than 47. But like I said, I hadn't been. The thing about it's not like I got all that in 1 month. It was like over the course of like a year, because like I didn't verify. Like you got to like do some like extra verification to get paid, and I was like, eh. And I kept off of it, and then I finally did it like the other day. Like I did it like a few days ago. I did the extra step for verification, and then like I think they just paid out like my last year, you know. So I got like a cool couple $100 for like my last year of tweeting, you know. But that's what I'm saying. Like grifters who out here just try to like grift and clickbait all day, I can see why they be doing it on Twitter, because they be getting Elon bucks, you know, like grifting and all that. So So yeah. When Fire Emblem 4 remake comes out, they'll definitely reach out. Oh my gosh, bro. Maybe that's the reason why they're not reaching out. They're not going to reach out. They're like, yeah, heard you talk about this game that does not exist. You out here making us look bad, getting people anticipated and looking forward to something, and it never happened. So yeah. How do you feel about Warriors type game, but Xenoblade? I mean, I'd play it, you know? The new argument to say it's basic economics, so much pride, they want to be right so much. Basic economics? Like what? You talking about like shipped versus sold? What are you talking about? Basic economics. Oh, man. Cow was the best. Cow is pretty good, though, right? Isn't Cow, like, on the top tier chart? Power Wars Age of Imprisonment is my recommendation after Mario Kart World and DKB. Highly recommended. And Cyberpunk 2077, gyro aiming, mouse aiming. Yeah, I've played about 2 to 3 hours of Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and I'm really liking it. I think it's fun, but once again, I gotta play on the hard difficulty, but I like it. I think it's good. Besides World and Bonanza, yeah, I'd recommend Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I'd recommend Metroid Prime 4 coming up. I'd recommend Pokemon Legends ZA. I'd recommend Kirby Air Riders. Those are all the games that I'm recommending, all the big first party stuff. So we've got 6 months in the year. We got 6 big first party games. I recommend all the big first party games for this year. When it comes to third party, I mean, obviously it just depends on what you like. Street Fighter 6 is good. It's on sale for 20 bucks. I think that's a great port. Rune Factory, that's also a good one. Cyberpunk, if you can pick up that's a good one if you're into first-person RPGs. That one's pretty good. Star Wars Outlaws, if you like, you know, third-person shooter, open-world games. Star Wars Outlaws is pretty good on Switch too. So yeah, I'd recommend Final Fantasy Tactics if you want like a tactics game, play anywhere that you want. That one's pretty good as well. There's like a lot of like just good games here and there on the Switch too. So yeah, that's all the stuff that I would recommend. I'm gonna do like a top 10 RPG video for Switch/Switch 2. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this too. The Nintendo Store app. We're gonna take a look at some of the games. Oh yeah, Trails in the Sky first chapter. I highly recommend Trails in the Sky first chapter. Highly recommend Trails in the Sky first chapter. So yeah, so on the bestsellers, I recommend Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, Pokemon Legends ZA, Donkey Kong Bonanza. That's number 1, 2, and 3 on the bestsellers. Hyrule Warriors, Pokemon Legends, Donkey Kong Bonanza in that order, 1, 2, 3. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. That one's good. I haven't played it too much, but that one's good. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Ultimate Edition, number 5. People are getting ready for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero on the Switch 2. There you go, the Ultimate Edition. And at number 5. Mario Kart World, obviously. Star Wars Outlaws, that's number 7. That one's good. Hades 2. I recommend Hades 2. That's in at number 8. That one's been doing good. Ball Cross Pit. I've heard so many good things about Ball and Pit or Ball Cross Pit. Plants vs. Zombies, I can't speak to that. Mortal Kombat. Atelier Ryza, the triple pack. Mario Party Jamboree, can't speak to that as much either. But it's a Mario Jamboree is good. I just don't know about the extra content, the Jamboree TV. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, the Switch 2 editions, those are both great. And like I said, Street Fighter is 20 bucks. It's 15% off or 50% off right now. But I do think that if you wait, you might be able to get all the different DLC packs for Street Fighter for like 30 bucks or like 25 bucks. They might, you know, sell it even cheaper. Also, there's a bunch of sales going on. You can get Capcom Fighting Collection for $30. You can get Monster Hunter Stories for $20. You can get Resident Evil 5 for $10, Resident Evil the original for $10, Resident Evil 0 for $10, Resident Evil Revelations for $8, Resident Evil Revelations 2 for $8, Onimusha 1 And the new Onimusha Warlords for 10 as well. Monster Hunter Stories for 20. Double pack for 30 with stories 1 and 2. Monster Hunter Rise is $10. These all play on Switch too, and a lot of them will actually play a little bit better. Rise plus Sunbreak is only $14 for Rise plus Sunbreak. Give me one more second here too, guys. My wife is calling again. Give me 1 second. I recommend Hogwarts Legacy. I also recommend that. I think that's pretty good. I think the Metacritic for Metroid Prime 4 will be 88 or 89. High 80s. Okay. Basic economics, and yet they argue shipped versus sold. Yeah, they don't have an understanding of basic economics. But like I said, I'm open to debate. So if anybody who feels that way, that agrees with him, I'm open to debate. So feel free. Alright though, guys, thank you so much for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. I appreciate you guys for coming through. I've got to end it here just because we've got so much stuff that we've already went over. So many different things that we've talked about. So we're going to end it here. Like I said, I went a little bit long on this one. Shout out to all the Elite Ninjas though, man. I appreciate you guys. We were out here tonight. 120 on the combo board. We went for almost 4 hours. So that was a long stream. I'm going to try to start extending the streams a little bit longer too. So yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. I appreciate you guys for coming out to the stream. Appreciate you guys for being awesome. Appreciate you guys just for everything. You guys have just been goated. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play the Kirby Air Riders at 12 a.m. But we'll see. We'll see about that. But check out my most recent video, though, guys. Check out my most recent video. Shout outs to Vadcent. Appreciate you. Many won't debate you because debates are pointless. They're scared to debate, obviously. So, appreciate you guys for coming out to the stream. Appreciate you guys for being awesome. Appreciate you guys for being dope. And yeah, we will see you guys for the next one. We'll see you guys, and I appreciate that. Let's, tomorrow, I think I'm going to be streaming tomorrow Kirby Air Riders, so we'll see about that. So, alright, guys. Thank you. Catch you guys for the next one. Peace out. Love y'all. Thank you for all the support and donos today, guys.